Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. It's been a long time coming, but we are live from the HyperX Esports Arena here at the beautiful, scorching hot Las Vegas, Nevada for some Frags action. My name is Eric. I am here with Shay. We are going to be your casters for tonight's competition, something that I've been long awaiting for. I'm super excited to see a lot of familiar faces or a lot of familiar names back on the map. No players in arena, but like I said, a lot of familiar names back on the map, ready to show me what they do best.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. This is actually my first Frags competition. Frags-etition, is that a thing? Frags competition?
We'll go as
We'll work with it. We'll work with it. So you said there were a couple familiar names.
Yes.
Who are the names to look out for today?
Yeah, I managed to actually look at the competition a little bit and see who's playing here tonight. We got a lot of familiar names. Gerzel being one of my top favorite ones. I would always bet my money on Gerzel, and he would always come through. We got the big boys in Baka and Blizzy, which are probably 1 and 2 power rankings, I would say, for any Frags competitions here at the HyperX Arena. But it's a lot of names, man. A lot of names that I have been very familiar with returning to Frags casting, and these players have definitely brought a lot of action and a lot of highlights to the arena for sure.
Yeah, last we checked about 75 entrants, I think.
Oh yeah.
Could
be a lot more though, but let's talk a little bit about the prize pool. A lot of money at stake. Tell me a lot about what's going to go down here tonight.
Yeah, so the prize pool today, $1,000 guaranteed, and it's going to be split between 5 matches, $200 for each match. Victory Royale will net you 100, second place 60, third place 40, and this will change a bit of the meta, right? It's not like the way it used to be where you get points for elims and it's the top 15. This might encourage a bit more defensive play and really scoping out the right opportunities.
Yeah, totally. I wasn't even thinking about that going into this. The format is a lot different now, so it's going to bring in a lot of different changes to the competitive play that we're going to be seeing here tonight in tonight's competition. A lot of players might be playing a little bit more passive, a little bit ratty, I guess the esports player would say. But it's going to go down to those top 3 players, and from what I remember with competitions in the past is that a lot of these players can go on these streaky moves, man. I mean, it's going to go down to a player that might be winning 2 rounds in a row, and then bam, you got yourself $200 in your pocket just for winning 2 rounds back to back, or it doesn't have to be back to back. You have 5 rounds to get yourself $100, if not 60, if not $40. So a lot of money on the line. But yeah, you did bring up a great point with the style of play that we might see tonight. But something for sure is that a lot of these players do not like playing passive at all.
For sure. The nice part about it also is you get a lot of, because of the way it's set up, is even if you don't do well the first round, you still have a shot for the money in round 2 to round 5.
Yeah, you definitely will still have a lot of hope. As we always say, there's 5 rounds. I used to always say that rounds 3 and 4 are the money rounds, but in this case, every single round that we're going to have tonight is the money round. So if you're a player, I mean, hopefully you've been warming up at home, because if you're coming into this, you got to be warmed up for this competition, because like I said, $200 on the line for each single round. I've never seen anything like this. I've never casted anything like this where every single round there's a lot of money on the line, but a lot of different changes have happened in Fortnite since I've last casted, and since you've last played as well. You played last night, so you got a Victory Royale, so congrats on that.
Yeah, I did. It was I was just brushing up a little bit on my Fortnite just because it's been a while since I played, and yeah, first time got a nice Victory Royale. Let's see if anybody's able to snag one now. I think we're loading up now.
Oh yeah, loading definitely up into the game. We've seen a lot of changes to this map, a lot of new updates, a lot of changes to the meta as well, but we'll see about that coming forward as we're going to be dropping in with Bergie. Bergie's definitely a familiar name that I remember landing near Dirty Docks, being one of the staple places on this map here tonight.
What would you normally recommend here? You know, dropping into one of the hot spots, or are you looking for something a little bit less contested so you can get a bit more loot without as much competition?
We'll see. Considering the format of tonight's match, I definitely don't mind landing somewhere here in Dirty Docks where it's completely far away from any civilization or any type of players around the map, because it allows you to get your loot up and get materials up, get ready for that moment in case you run into a player, or in case you're just gonna, you know, wait it out until the last part of the last couple rounds of the game. But I think what Bergie's doing here is definitely a smart choice, as he's already has 3 small potions, a big pot, so he'll definitely be able to get himself back up to 100. But he's also farming all these materials in this area, which will definitely, like I said, get him ready for those late game fights. If not, even just maybe a surprise that he'll get here and there. He's definitely trying to play it a little safe, maybe too safe.
Option. He's kind of like nesting up in that corner, I guess, just to be wary in case somebody else is around there. Especially as you drink that potion, you could get caught with your pants down a little bit.
You gotta be careful. You definitely do gotta be careful. As Critical is not gonna be super careful with Alex here.
Is there a person in the corner right here?
Yeah, he's gonna turn the corner. Alex got a shot off.
First frag. Let's see Critical. Even though they had the drop on her, was able to pull this off. And look at her little emote, little dance.
That's gonna be the first blood of the match. It looks like it might have been second blood. Who knows? But we still have 60 players in this lobby. Critical is gonna be the one that we're gonna be able to catch on camera getting that first kill. But Alex was not in a wonderful position there in the bathroom. One shot completely.
Might have had some audio cues because Critical kind of just knew there was somebody in there.
And then another thing that you'll notice throughout the game and throughout spectating these players is that a lot of these players have 50 cal in their name. Now 50 cal is a group of friends that it's not an org, it's not an organization representing anything. It's just a couple friends that created a nice little group to identify themselves as while they're out on the battlefield.
Oh, and now we got another nice little building battle here between Jivan and someone else trying to get the high ground over here, getting a little bit blocked. You really want to have as many pieces as you can around you. Get a little bit of piece control. It looks like Jivan doesn't want that smoke. Is going to run away and just...
He's got no more mats though. He's got only enough for three walls
builds. That's right.
A couple things.
Oh, there it is. Oh, around the corner. Let's see. Sneaky, trying to come across. They're on the top floor. He sees it. He has the idea. They know where they are.
Oh, he's got to be careful. I don't think he gets it right. Surfy, though, saw him, places down the wall. He's got to be careful for the edit. But Javon is getting the edits down. He's got the shotgun in his head, but no, Surfy.
Surfy tells him, beat him up, Scotty. Send him away.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with that. But the pump shotgun making a return. I mean, it's been a staple gun in this game, but that pump shotgun is definitely going to be in the hands of a lot of dangerous players because of that damage that does if you manage to hit that headshot, that beautiful headshot sound that, regardless of what game you're playing in, whether it's a first-person shooter or whether it's just a regular old role-playing game, if you get a headshot, man, it's going to have a nice little ring to it.
That's exactly it. And that pump shotgun, you just, especially because it's a pump action, you know, if you miss that first shot, you got to be a little bit careful with the trigger finger. You don't want to have, you know, a trigger finger that's a little too loose.
Vov DeJour is going to be boxed in here. Hime is going to be dropping in. However, he has to be careful because Vov DeJour does have that editing ability. He is going to use that to his advantage.
And that's about a couple of fights there where you have the drop on the person, but you're just not able to capitalize.
Yeah, I know.
You're coming from the top, you get the edits, and you're just not able to finish it off.
That's a danger about Fortnite, especially as Joe is going to be getting hit by a shotgun from the back. He is going to be boxing in himself too. He's got to be careful because not much around him is editable, but he is going to be taking a big pot, having to take that for sure.
Shield for sure, especially with that Storm Surge. I think a second away now. And they're just playing around on that corner here. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out as they try to move in from that corner. It can be a little bit difficult. Some people like to hang around there, get a couple of frags, but you don't get points for frags. Remember, you only get points for the top three.
You definitely do, as Reverse has the advantage on Joe. He's going to get a nice shot through around the corner. Joe's going to be in a tough spot here, stuck in that corner, trying to see if he can farm this wall.
Has that health advantage now. Darkness can reverse Dark. Let's see. Taking his time, gets that shield up, and a lot of health advantage now. It's about 150 to 50 here.
Yeah, I think Reverse has to push here. He can't play passive. He knows that he has Joe in a corner.
Oh, Joe gets the heal.
Oh, no.
Let's see how it goes now. This looks a little bit tight. They're pushing each other. Maybe you want to get a little bit of, maybe just a little bit of a height advantage here, but no, they're going to stay on the bottom level.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He only has 12 builds left as he's going to be farming a little bit
here.
That's true. Joe is going to be getting inside the truck.
Joe's going to drive away. That's the way to go.
That's a smart play. That's a smart play. But Reverse definitely missed a huge opportunity. He had Joe
on his last legs.
Yeah, on his last legs, and he was backed up in a corner. I don't know why he put down the wall when Joe was breaking the wall next to him and started pushing him, but I just think Reverse missed an opportunity there. But like you were saying, you don't get any points for any frags here tonight, so he'd live to see another day. You live to see another circle. So
exactly.
with 52 people left on the map, this is definitely going to go a lot slower than what we've seen before.
I think he just wanted to play it a little bit safe. He stepped back, took that shield potion, as we were saying.
Gracious,
and, here we go. We got a little zoom.
Is freaking
dropping some goodies here.
Yeah.
That's what you like to see.
But Tiny has to immediately go on the defensive and get ready for this fight. I believe that is Emerald, if I see it correctly. But Tiny, definitely one of those dangerous players you got to be careful with when engaging with. And Emerald is looking to give him a run for his money for sure.
And again, that 50 cal that you were saying, right?
Oh yeah,
the
50 cal Tiny for sure. There's a lot of players on 50 cal. A lot of them. Most of them are top players here at the arena, so these guys are definitely ones to look out for. As Love is going to be in another sticky situation, but he got out of the last one, so let's see if he can get out of this one with Outcast being the one trying to get aggressive with him.
And it's interesting because some of these people, they get a couple, they jump into that engagement and then they quickly run away after, shooting a little bit, and I think that's the smart play here. You definitely don't want to get stuck a little mano-a-mano action and then have the third person just swinging in the back trying to pick you off and then looting out your body.
Yeah, you bring up a good point too right there with the whole idea of these fights going the distance. A lot of the times you're just going to have to think to yourself, like, you know what, is it even worth it? Am I going to get much mats out of this? As Outcast is going to be getting pushed by
there we go, they were in the same box.
Oh yeah, Bub yet again doing a great job with the edits, but a huge shot came in from Outcast and another shot to finish him off as Vub is going to be out for this round number 1. Outcast coming out on top there, but Vub, I thought for a second he was going to get that edit and a nice shot off, but it looks like Outcast caught him with that edit. You got to be careful sometimes too, because sometimes the defense can turn into the offense. You got to be really, really careful.
You have to close up your edits too, because you open up the edit, you get the peek on them, but then you don't close that up. Then it just becomes a nice 50-50, and then it's anybody's option. Here we go. Nice little angle here for Burgie. He's on the bottom, trying to build up a little bit. There we go. He gets blocked. Coming around to the side. Here we go. Continue to build up. This is going to be a height battle, it looks like. Drops down a little bit. Now they're in the storm. Remember, they get a little bit of health damage every second they're in there. This is one of those Pyrrhic fights that you might just want to run and get back into the safe zone. He does have, I believe, are those a couple launch pads. He could use them, but he only has 2, so it might be the option to save him for a later date.
Yeah, Bergie did a good job there, but Devo just was stuck in a bad position. He was already low on health. He didn't have much time to take off a med kit, as Snips is going to be taking out Levy.
Snips takes him out. Beams him out of there, and she's sitting pretty right now. Definitely in the middle with 1.5 minutes left until the next circle.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with a lot of these fights. Surfy is going to be taken out as well. You got to be careful with a lot of these fights because that third party can come into play.
Exactly.
Not to mention, like I was saying,
you
got to think to yourself, am I going to get much out of this fight? Is it even worth it? And a lot of the sound that's going off in the background is going to attract a lot of attention. So you do not want to be lobby focused at all.
There's Uncle Chappie here hanging out with a nice what is that? What kind of skin is that? Chun-Li or something?
No, she's got a nice little ninja skin going on.
There we go, breaking the wall, trying to get the drop down. Here we go, right behind. Not sure. Maybe this guy's AFK.
No, I think Sync just got caught with a little bit of a what I like to call finger jamming with your keyboard. When you're just like you're so stressed out, you don't know what to do. You're like, I don't know what to press. That's what happens to me when I come onto Fortnite. I get a lot of those moments where my fingers just jam up. I don't know what to press, and I just sit there and I'm just like, put me out of my misery.
You just hope button mashing will get you somewhere, right? And it doesn't. This is not one of the games.
No, this is not a fighting game.
Here's Uncle Chappie taking the car away. Scissor licks here in build mode. Brings out a gun. Let's see. There's a little bit of a fight between the two here. Let's see how they're going to go ahead and do it. Has a good amount of builds, about 78. And it's interesting here because you definitely want to save some of your mats for the end game, right? You don't want to use it all in some early on fights because at the end game, that's really where the econ is going to be so important. And you're going to want to make sure you have enough equipment to, number 1, build, protect yourself, but number 2, move around the map and get away from the storm.
Another thing, too, is like you'll see a lot of players conserving their throwables, considering that the shockwave nades have now been vaulted, we're not going to be seeing a lot of those early game pushes, because especially when the circle starts getting a lot smaller and it starts moving from place to place.
Exactly.
Having those shockwave nades would have been a huge advantage to help you get into the new zone really quickly. But now we're going to see how these players are going to be playing it out. We're going to be seeing a lot of tunneling, which is players just protecting themselves as they're walking to that new zone.
Exactly.
As we have sort of a three-way battle here
There's
between
Nate here with a
Critical,
quick
and Scissor.
emote. This is not even baiting. It looks like a three-way battle, but once again, they're just tunneling up. They're waiting. They're taking their time.
Oh, yeah.
They're not really in too much stress or pressure because, once again, of the new format of this map. You don't get any additional benefits for taking out Nate.
No.
You don't get any additional benefits for taking anybody out. So they're going to hole up in their apartment and just relax and take it easy.
And I'm just so happy seeing a lot of new familiar faces here on the map. I saw Hunt Dog over yonder. I saw Jaden X as well. Jaden X being one of the better dressed players that used to come here at the HyperX Esports Arena. So definitely out there, and I'm sure he's well dressed when he's at home as well. Dev is tiny out there as well.
You dress well to play well, right?
Oh yeah. Definitely, as we come back to Bergie, and every time we come back to Bergie, he always seems to be in a sticky situation. He does have one elimination, but it looks like Snips might be his other one.
Let's take a look here. He does like to play a bit aggressive, and he's going to drop out. There's Snips in the corner, but nice
missed opportunity again.
Nice opportunity for Snips to put up that wall. He did see Bergie and was like, you know what? Like, let's just try to play it a little bit safe. Here he goes, building up with a little bit of the bricks, staying in like one of the three little pigs, I guess, right?
Oh yeah. As the zone is going to start coming in very soon, so Bergie, they're going to be stuck in a sticky situation if Snips decides to stay in that position and sort of just stormhold them for the second.
At that point, you just kind of want to, say like, hey, let's have a gentleman's agreement. Let's walk over there hand in hand. Let's not fight in the storm. This is no
Luckily
place
for Bergie, though, he does have those launch pads, so he can use that at any moment to get himself into the zone. As he sees Snips go into the zone as well, so he's going to do the same as we go over to Cactual, I guess.
And this is one of those things where you want to be careful with your econ, right? Like you want to be able to spend it to save yourself and to get frags, but you also don't want to save it all and then get picked, and then all of a sudden it becomes loot for the other player, right? You really want to be thoughtful about when you use these and how you use these and saving it all to the last. If you don't even get to the last, then there's no point in that save. So here we go, quick little building fight here between Cactual and there's the shotguns out.
Yep.
And here we go. This is Reverse Dark, is that right?
Yep,
it is Reverse Dark. It gets boxed in. Here we go. Has a massive health advantage. Cactual has no damage at all. He's chasing, he sees, smells that fresh blood as Reverse Dark is just trying to run away, gets that heal potion, so calm, so collected, but still in a tight bind.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He's trying to stay in that high ground, but Reverse doing a good job, though, putting in some damage. Now Cactual's going to be stuck in the storm, going to be popping a mini potion to at least help himself a little bit.
At this point, that's where both people agree. They probably are going to run, especially because you're running a little low on health if you're Reverse Dark.
Yeah, you might see Cactual use one of those launch pads right now. We'll see. He's trying to play it safe still. He's trying to make sure that Reverse is not in the area.
Lurking in the
much gone.
He's gone very far. And Cactual, it looks like, about to put on a med kit here.
He's going to pick up another one.
Picks up another one. There we go.
And that is big. So he's going to be good for the storm, to ride out the storm a little bit. He might pop one of those. Yep, he's going to pop one of the med kits right now, ride out the storm. He might use one of those launch pads in a little bit. But Cactual playing it smart. He got a little hairy there towards the end, but at the end of the day, he is playing it smart. He understands the situation. There's 43 players left in the lobby, so a lot of players left.
And he's going to take advantage of this launch pad, actually, and make his way back into the safe zone. You can see so smart with his econ, keeping those 4 launch pads that are going to be super crucial as it comes down for mobility.
He's got to be careful though, because a lot of people in this area, if he starts getting lobby focused like he is right now by Rift, this could be big. big bad news
Big
for him.
bad news over here. And you can see as that circle shrinks more and more, there's just not a lot of real estate. And you can see there's so much water in this circle. And you don't want to be in the water. It looks like right now, especially in this bottom right corner, it's like over 70% is water. And that
kinda
doesn't
like
exactly kind of like Earth. And you don't want to be stuck out there, but that means there's not a lot of real estate for you to build on.
No, I definitely remember it being the least favorite zone, being on top of water or on the cliffhanger, or by the side of a waterfall. So a lot of these players do not like being here in this situation because you have to expend a lot of mats. Once you get in the water, you're pretty much going to be swimming and bouncing up like a dolphin, but you're going to have to spend a lot of mats just putting a floor down below you so that you can move. He might catch Pinto trying to box himself in here. Puts a little bit of damage into him, but Rift is going to be the one being a little bit of an outcast here, trying to see if he can make his way into the zone.
Staying on the beach probably might be the move, but yes, as you can see, this new zone is basically going to be purely in water, and that's where you're going to have to be so careful with your mats. And how much you harvested early on is really going to play in on how many, on how well you do actually in this new circle here.
Oh yeah, and considering the format of the game right now and the format of the competition, 41 people left in the 5th zone that we're going into right now. This before is completely unheard of, and it's going to get absolutely insane. You're going to see a lot of people go down, especially when that zone starts moving, as Beatmaker is going to be boxing himself in as well. But once that zone starts moving, you're going to see a lot of people go down. It's going to get super fast-paced and high-octane gameplay, and that's where those really good mechanically gifted players are going to be the ones that are going to come out on top.
As Beatmaker tries to dodge some of these bullets, he's literally getting sniped left and right, but makes it onto the beach, kind of like Doomsday. And here we are, nice little island here to build on top of, and you can see Snips over here looking now, building a quick cover for himself to stay and bunker in. There's a few around. There's Delta very close, but once again, taking their time, no rush, as it's going to be very interesting to see how this continues to pan out in the 5th, 6th circle. And then once it gets to the final 4, final 5, whether or not there's that kind of payment bubble, how they're going to play, if they're going to go for that quick frag, or if they're just going to try to let the other people fight it out and then take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, once you start getting into those situations where you're in the top 5, high ground is going to be the biggest thing you have to worry about. A lot of these players end up winning because of the fact that they get that high ground control. But right now, we're going to be seeing that zone move a little bit down to the southwest part of the mini-map on the bottom right corner of your screen if you're watching at home.
I love how it brings so much interesting dynamic into how this game is played, right? Like, everybody now has to make their way over there, and that's why some of these launch pads are so helpful for that mobility when the circle is so much larger and shrinks to such a small size. And 36 players left here. We're gonna see how they decide to play it up. As you can see, all these small arrows bunching up together in that small circle. Snips flying over, trying to get into the circle to find herself a spot to camp up in. Quick build, nice little fortress for her. I wouldn't call it a fortress, more like a panic room.
Oh yeah, panic room for sure, indeed. Especially panicking with how many players you see to your left right now.
How many players you see
I did see Blizzy get taken out too in 36 spots, so he's not going to be getting himself any money. Surprisingly enough, because he is one of our top competitors here at the arena, but he's not going to be seeing any money for this round number 1, and you're going to have to see this game play out. But look how many players are clustered up in that
everybody building around each other. You can see this is kind of like an apartment building. Oh, here's the nice little drop.
Wow.
Gets caught with the blueprints out, and Solo got away, but Solo must have been like 2 health. 1 health or something. Snips just saw that opportunity and took advantage of it, had the drop, but wasn't able to capitalize.
Oh my gosh, that was a huge loss for Snips right there. But I cannot believe that player managed to get away, as Noise is going to be taking out Joe.
And you just need to take advantage of these like certain kill opportunities, right?
There
like,
he is again, though.
There it is, obese brownies. Obese brownies, I guess it is. Nearly getting taken out, but no, stays alive, as we have a bit more action coming in for you, as there's only 4 seconds left on the clock. to see where this new circle is going to be.
And it's about to get crazy, Shay. I mean, you see that storm is going to be starting to shrink, and it's going to start to move.
And there's 33 people still here. Pump it up,
a lot of players are moving now, though, so this is going to be a huge opportunity for anybody that is staying back to sort of shoot in the air. Chappie's going to be taking out Breakout, Delta takes out Rift, and Hype takes out Massive.
And this is the Storm Surge also, right? Because when you don't do enough damage, you get a little bit of, you get penalized a little bit for playing a bit too safe.
Yeah, you definitely will. As Hypa takes out 2 in the matter of a couple minutes here, Jaden is also going to get his 3rd one of the game, I believe, as we're going to be closing in on the top 25. I would say that people are going to start getting their money, but right now, Foltzy is going to be taking out Hypa after getting a 2-piece of himself.
Noise drops down, just playing on the edge of the storm, which is an interesting tactic because as that storm moves around, it might actually help you, it might benefit you, and you might actually end up being in the eye of the storm. Here's Noise. He sees one person coming in, drops down a little bit. Oh, they're doing some damage on his roof. Now he's out of the storm. He's got to get back into it. Gets blocked off. Trying to run around. Gets beamed out of there. Oh, and Burgie, and you can see so much action here. Everybody with their shotguns out. You do not want to have a sniper rifle in this position. It's going to be so much close quarter combat, so much damage on Dev here. Karu, I think, with really nice positioning. I think he might have the height advantage on everybody here.
Oh, yeah, this is classic Karu here, just having that height advantage, not letting anybody take advantage or take it from him. He's going to have to drop down just a little bit, though, just to make sure he's a little safe.
To get a bit more angle, too. Tries to take out Taco, does some serious damage, and you can see he's helping out everybody, try to thin out that crowd.
Oh yeah, but Karu, this is what he does best, and it's maintaining that high ground, just doing damage, being a pest to all these other players in the lobby, and we'll most likely probably see Karu win this out if he's able to maintain this top position.
100%, but at this point you do have to be a little bit wary of your mats. Karu's running down a little bit to 43, 38, and now he has a little bit of a build battle.
He's gonna lose it, though.
Exactly, he's gonna have he's getting a little bit blocked off here. Let's take a look, but he has lost his high ground advantage. Gonna drink one of those potions to 50 cal Tiny. He's doing a little damage up top, 50 cal, trying to stay in there, building across to maintain his height advantage.
Oh no.
And Karu dropping down a little bit further and was in such a strong dominant position. Now he's gonna have a building battle, gets beamed out of there. Uncle Chappie though, still there, sees a lot of loot on the ground, but you don't want to go and grab it because you do not want to miss out and get beamed out of there. Chappie once again gets that
top two.
Now this is the top 2, this is the 1v1 situation, and this is where that we were saying those mats make so much difference. 11 builds left, and did Chappie take it?
Yes, Chappie getting that last shot onto critical. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, man, that last couple of minutes right there, those last couple seconds on the zone, it gets absolutely crazy because there's so many people still in the game just waiting it out, getting that top 5 position. But wow, we're going to be seeing a lot of highlight reel play right now because of the fact that last zone, I think I saw Brownie was stuck in a position where he was getting shot from above by Snips. He got him by surprise. Literally had him one shot. He could have thrown a pebble at him. He would have taken him out. Got away, and then not to mention he was holding somebody in the storm, got the kill, and then turned around and got a 2-piece. So shout out to Brownie. You may not have made it into the money positions, but he definitely put on a highlight reel play.
100%. And Uncle Chappie doing so well to take it down. I'm sure that's a couple highlights that we can take a look at.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the highlights from that round number 1. This is very early on. Critical just catching some of the players off guard here. Alex just being the one that was caught in a corner, really, really low, unheld. Outcast also getting caught by none. Oh, never mind. This was actually a huge elimination by Vuv, by Outcast onto Vuv.
Gets that edit, peeks through that window and takes it out. And here's Chappie once again. I don't know if she got the frag here.
Yeah,
she did. She
one
did.
Piece and then another 2-piece right here.
And then finishes it off.
Oh yeah, but just doing an excellent job as to closing it out. Chappie is going to be the first one to draw $100. Critical taking $60 in his pocket as well. And I'm not sure I remember who got 3rd place, but whoever did is going to definitely enjoy that $40.
And it's so interesting to see, right? In the beginning, it takes so long to get to the final 30, but from 30 to 3, that was like a span of, I don't even know, 5-6 minutes. There's so much action happening in those buildings and so much close quarter combat. So you really want to, I think, to max out on some of your shotguns and kind of upgrade those.
Oh yeah, I mean, round one already in the books. It kind of makes me wish that I knew how to play Fortnite, because that player Chappie just won $100 in the span of what, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know, dude. $100 can get you so much here at the arena. We have our wing bowls too, so you could get, I don't know, maybe 10 wing bowls with $100. But Chappie definitely drawing the first blood with $100. He might be able to have a position to get some more money.
Get it round two here. Chappie is the one to look at. There is 4 more games left. Still plenty of game to play. Still a lot of prize pool up for grabs. What do you want to see in the next couple of rounds?
I think I want to see a little bit more assertiveness and a little bit more aggressiveness towards the later zones. I wasn't seeing a lot of people sort of fight for that high ground that is so sought after in those late zones. And we saw Keru have it for a while, but 50 cal Tiny was the one that was able to take that high ground. So I want to see a little bit more of somebody pushing for that high ground ability, because like I said, you can just be a pest just shooting down at people, especially when you're up top. There's only one hitbox, and it's a headshot.
100%. And you have so much opportunity just to stay alive. You're dealing all the damage and really collecting none. The people on the bottom floors are really focused on each other, and you're just sitting pretty up there.
Oh yeah, and from the looks of it, nothing really has changed much with the meta of competitive Fortnite. So for the time being, we see that everything is considered still an AR, shotgun, a couple floppers
100%.
here and there, and a couple shields. So for the time being, it's nothing freaky going on just yet. It seems like just a good old competition that we always love to see. But these players always shine, and it's awesome to see that our first round came out to be quite a nail biter towards the end, with 41 people left when there was already the 5th zone. That's unheard of, but I love it. I love this format. It allows for more high octane gameplay towards the later rounds, which is something that we usually wouldn't see back in the day.
And you can see Chappie in the chat saying, "Let's go! I won with 7 kills." He's pretty happy
Chappie's in the
about
chat.
it.
Yo, shout out to Chappie, man. I see Outcast in there as well. Outcast said he got taken out. So yeah, shout out to the chat, man. We love the chat being in here. I actually want to see one of the familiar players, Snags is in there as well.
Snags
just saying,
in there. Okay. What's that? Oh, Wing Bulls. There we go. Oh, there's Denise. How's it going, Denise?
I love it, man. I love everybody in the chat. Chat used to be something so interesting, whether they were roasting us or whether they were just cheering on their friends. I don't care. I just want chat to be part of this. We don't have any fans in attendance in the arena, but we do have the fans at
all online. Exactly. Yeah. There's Outcast also with the sheet. I think that in the next 4 rounds we're going to see a lot more action, and it'll be interesting to see how your loadout might change a little bit. You didn't see a lot of launch pads used at the end there, so maybe you want to be using them a little bit earlier. Sometimes you can use it for a little bit of a height advantage, but yeah, at that end there, Dr. Chappie, with not a lot of mats left, but was able to capitalize and finish that play.
I know, and that's those last couple zones, especially near the 4th or the 5th zone, it was a little hairy. I mean, you were on top of the water. It's a lot harder to maneuver when you're on water, but when you're able to get off of that, that's where a lot of players feel comfortable. Like I said, it's going to go back to that high ground, man. I mean, granted, Chappie did not have the high ground and took advantage of it completely, taking himself $100, but Keru had a missed opportunity maintaining himself in that high ground, which we've always seen Keru always do, and so consistently enough that he was able to win a lot of our events.
Was it Tiny Cal that got up top?
Yes. So it was him, and then Chappie was going to be. Tiny was the one that got on top of Keru.
Exactly.
And then Keru was just falling down to almost to his death, because when you're in a situation like that, when you have somebody above you and then so many people down below you, you either have to worry about, you have to make a decision. You either worry about the guy above you, or you worry about going all the way down, which a lot of people can definitely lobby focus your floors and take you down, which we saw Keru take a couple of damage there from
Gets
falling.
A lot of hits.
Yeah, but that's the biggest thing. It's just you gotta sort of think about what you want to do, which is why competitive Fortnite is so awesome to me, because they have to think about it a lot in the moment, and you can't take much time to make a decision. You have to make those decisions quick, and a lot of these players that win consistently are so good at doing that. Players like Tiny, players like Dev, players like Blizzy and Baka, if they're in the game. I saw Blizzy got taken out a little early, but those players are just so incredible at making those
And it's so much to keep in mind, right? How much building mats you have, like where you are, where your opponent is, what items are yours, which builds are yours, what can you edit, how you want to kind of approach them, which angle you want to take them or peek them from, and it's so much to think about. And that's why I was never I was just never that good at Fortnite. I'm just kind of like a non-multitasking kind of guy.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get some word as to who got third place, because from my knowledge, we saw Chappie get first place. Critical, she was able to get herself a second place, $60. I mean, that's a nice lunch.
There
right
you
there.
go.
I used to always try to convince the players. I'd be like, hey man, you know, what you gonna give me with that prize money, dude? But not today. But we will be getting word as to who got third place in that last round. But 4 more rounds to go. What is something that you want to see? You asked me what I wanted to see from the next couple rounds. What's something you want to see from these next couple rounds?
I think the interesting thing will be to see how their loadouts are going to change a little bit. Maybe you want to upgrade a shotgun. Maybe, who knows, get it all the way to legendary, but you don't want to drop that off for somebody else. We'll see how it's going to change up a little bit, because most of these players, if you're competitive gaming, you're used to a certain specific way to play, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it goes down to what you're comfortable with, but sometimes it's like, yes, you can go with the most powerful gun, but let's say you don't have the best of aim. Maybe you know, having this weapon will help you out a little bit better than another weapon. But for the most part, I just kept seeing those blue ARs being used more often than not. We saw a couple pump shotguns. A couple players prefer the tac shotgun because of that fire rate. But ladies and gentlemen, round 1 is in the books. We have 4 more rounds, 4 more opportunities for players to get themselves a couple bucks. But we have more action in store. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Frags, ladies and gentlemen. So much great action in that first round. We're going to go ahead into game 2 very shortly, but you can see the chat saying how they're missing out on being in the Luxor and gaming with everybody. That's Landdog over there. And once again, yes, this tournament is online, but the energy is still here, we're still there, and y'all are still here. So we're very excited to see what's going to happen in this next round.
Oh yeah, we definitely miss everybody too. I mean, I miss all the players. I miss walking around and just asking players about the game. I was able to be good friends with a couple of them too. They're awesome people. All the players that come here just bring awesome vibes to the arena, regardless if it's a competition, a friendly competition, or you know, a not so friendly competition here or there. But it's still, regardless, these players are amazing. They're amazing players, but they're amazing people as well. And I can't wait for the day to see them again here in the arena.
And hopefully that will be soon, but it's interesting also to see, as you were saying, the friendly, not friendly competition. If there's ever any like grudges some of these players have against each other, because then you might be pushing something when you shouldn't be pushing, and trying to get those picks that might be a little bit more risky in a normal situation.
The fun thing too sometimes is because a lot of these players, like you were saying, friendly competition is the bets that would be in play. A lot of the bets were like, you got to change your name to this next time we go. But ladies and gentlemen, round number 2 is underway. 68 players in the lobby right now, as Fauci is also going to be doing another safe drop, believe it or not.
Now dropping in, and we are going to be once again picking some things up here and building up the stockpile of mats. And early on, once again, it's just a little bit of play it safe, grab some things, prep yourself, make sure you have everything in place for you to take down that victory royale.
Yeah, Fauci doing a good job. Is just taking out some of the barrels here, getting himself up to 50 health, and then I'm sure he's going to try to see if he can get himself up to 100, as Brownies is going to be taking first blood, and Breakout is going to be taking Emerald Sonic. Emerald Sonic made it a little deep into the last round, but not this round at all, as Breakout is going to be hopefully our breakout player of this round number 2.
There we go. I see what you did there. Checks the kitchen. Gonna go ahead and take a quick small potion. 2 of those get him to 50 shield, and then a big one to get him to that 100.
Yeah, for those of you tuning in, this is Frags competition here at the HyperX Esports Arena. We've already gone through round number 1. Player winning out the $100 prize pool for round number 1 was Chappie indeed, followed by Critical getting herself a nice $60 round number 1, and then finishing it off with 50 Cal Tiny getting himself $40 for getting 3rd place.
And those are very respectable elimination counts, right?
Oh, yeah.
10, 7, 7.
10, 7, 7. Yeah, I didn't even mention that. Yeah, 10 kills for Chappie, 7 for both of the other players in 2nd and 3rd place.
Exactly, and those are such respectable counts that, like, even sometimes in the regular elimination format, you won't see, oh, here's a little bit of a fight. Taco trying to stay safe, boxing himself in so that he can bring this into a fight box, and it's out. Doesn't take it down though. As the drop, that's a miss. Massive whiff on a couple of the shotguns, but you only need a couple to hit, and Taco gets out of there.
Taco just hoping that there was a little bit more aim assist there if he's on controller, or just not warmed up enough if he's on keyboard and mouse.
So, because he missed 2 massive shotgun shots, just strafed left and right, and was able to dodge them, but still wasn't enough to stay alive. And 38-8 here, trying to get a little bit of some height advantage to see what else there is. And we got another box fight here between Obese Burrito, and there he is so low on health, 14 health left, has 1 small shield, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to be sent to the Chipotle line. He's going to be sent for takeout. As we got Proud FN looking for a quick pick here. As they have the shotgun out, getting up, got that build advantage on top, dropping down. There's 2 here, actually, it looks like, or it might just be the 1, and they're looking for that build up top, to the top. Side jump here, gets dropped down, gets the stairs right over them. This is trouble now. When you have that visibility advantage, it's going to be so huge.
Yeah, Recation Nation,
bringing the wrecking to town. Here we go.
And now he's going to have Pleasant Park all to himself. Yep.
Right? All to himself. Lots to loot, lots to pick up, lots of mats to grab as they have about 123 builds. There's a little treasure chest. Let's see if there's anything here. A little pump shotgun, nothing too special here. He has 6 of the small potions, so he didn't pick up that big one. There's a little bit of a firefight here between 38 Nate and Sonic 2 right in the middle of the grass. No building, no nothing. There's 2 frags for 38 Nate now as he has 38 health. Trying to pick up lots of mats here, 400, and some 200 about, as we got Bilal Gamer coming in against, is that Outcast?
Yeah, Outcast is back in the action. He's going to have that high ground. Bilal's going to be turtling it up here. But when you're in a position like this, believe it or not, you could have a little bit of an advantage considering the fact that you can edit through. But it looks like Outcast is not going to be taking any chances and fly away.
And
Blizzy is going to be dropping down on Davo.
Dropping down, here he go, gets that build on top. Davo running away might be the move, but it might be boxed in. Blizzy getting a little quick reheal, upping up the shields as now Blizzy's gonna have the health advantage, trying to get some damage done. Davo a little bit on his last legs, only 50 health left.
Yeah, but Blizzy's going to have this in the bag. I feel like he's going to be able to pop one of these big shield potions, but Davo's going to be getting a little bit aggressive. He says, I don't got much left, not much health left, but hey, I still have heart and I still have a couple bullets in these guns.
And that's what you need to do. Sometimes when you can be aggressive and you can have the drop on somebody, then that's just the play to go. But Davo, so dangerously low on health, on his last legs, he's going to get beamed out of there as Blizzy takes that pick and also all their loot.
Not much Davo can do there. Blizzy just taking advantage, just playing with his food a little bit. But at the end of the day, just finishing it out. As Nate is going to be over yonder as well. That's going to be a good fight to probably look out for.
Another box fight happening between Merce CJ and I believe somebody else here, Delta or something. Delta VZ here. Building around, he's right on top now, shooting through the roof, gets that shotgun on top, but there's just the height difference between the top and the bottom just changes so often.
Yeah, he's got to be careful though. He got third party for a little bit. Now Delta is going to be able to get all those mats, but he's going to have to worry about there's a couple players up in the hill. However, none of them are going to be in any danger zone at all, so Delta is going to take advantage of that. For a second there, I thought Delta was going to lose that. Anytime I see a player that has a high ground advantage and it's holding on to it pretty well, it's your fight to lose. But if you end up getting taken out, I mean, that's just an opportunity missed yet again. Delta having his first elimination on the game. Devis Tiny is going to be taking out Land Dog. Unfortunately, Land Dog, it's not Land right now, it's Online Dog.
It's on for the time being,
which is another thing that I wasn't thinking about on top of that is you better have good internet at home because ping could be a huge difference between a lot of these players.
100%. But the nice part about it is you do get to play on your in-home setup, you know. So maybe there's a little bit of a benefit there.
I'm sure 60% of the players, if not more, are probably still in the pajamas. They probably just woke up, honestly, from after a long night of gaming. Sap Games is going to be getting shot from very far away as Nate is going to get picked up his third elimination of the game onto
nice
Buddha.
Ungodly Buddha. Here we go. Sap Games taking his time, hanging out. Gonna go ahead and peek out here on Spiral Fruit maybe, or just hole up and take it slow.
Yeah, I don't think he remembers, or I don't think he really saw exactly where he was getting shot from. So this is a smart play from him. Just wait it out. You're kind of in the center of the big circle that you have right now. Snips is going to be taking out Joe.
There's a little bit, I think this is in a tree, right? They're fighting inside.
That's stuck a little bit too.
And that visibility is going to be hugely important. There's the edit out, but doesn't capitalize as Rication Nation takes that wrecking once again.
That was a beautiful shot from him, getting that headshot. As we saw Emerald Sonic in the chat from earlier, just say, I literally hit him with 96 pump headshot. Yep, that happens in the game.
Pump headshot, that's not enough though, that's not 100.
But that happens. I mean, a lot of the times you hit the beautiful, perfect shot, but it's not enough to get the elimination. And I'm sure he probably thought that he was going to get it, got a little bit laxed, and ended up getting taken out. But Fruit was the one that did take out Sap right now. Fruit would be in one of those players as well. well that is just always playing at a high performance
level.
rate and high level. He's definitely one of my favorite players as well. A lot of these 50 cal guys are just incredible because of the fact that they're always practicing against each other.
Always
they're
play together.
Playing boxes, or what do they call it? Playing zone wars and stuff.
Got it.
That practice and that camaraderie that you have within your friends to be able to say like, hey, you know, I just want to shoot around. I want to see how I want to learn how you play the game.
Exactly.
And they learn off each other. They definitely analyze the game with each other. And some of them even play in bigger tournaments outside of the arena that are for a lot of money. And they're playing with players around the world that are some of the best players in the world.
There you go, 50 cal deciding that's enough over there. Gonna go ahead and move back into what's gonna be the next circle as he loads up on a bit more wood, but look how nice he has of the mats. 142, max build is 150, so he's just a little bit short on wood, but he's gonna be sitting pretty for the next little bit. There's Surfy though in that corner, Matt along, and Fauzi in a little bit of a bunker. Beatmaker edits out, jumps out to look for somebody. I think look for his next frag might be. Before jumping back into his bunker to hole up.
Yeah, it looks like he just went out there to just get a couple materials, a couple items, and then come back in because you did not want to get caught lacking, especially when there's players that have a lot of high ground going up into that hill.
A lot of high ground, and you're going to have to build to get up that hill, too. You do not want to be running up that hill.
Yep, quiet game for Chappie so far. It did have 10 eliminations last game, which, in retrospect, 10 eliminations with the victory, even with the old format, is really impressive.
Huge. Yeah. It's very impressive, and I think what happens is you'll see a lot of these eliminations actually happening in the last few rounds. We went from 30 to 3 in literally minutes, and that's why I think you're going to see a lot of these last players getting so many more frags.
Jaden X takes out Breakout. First to see Jaden X on the kill feed here in this round. As Beatmaker hears that Delta has that vehicle.
Delta,
just parks it out to the
there
side
you
of him.
go.
He's like, hey,
I'm here.
For now.
Let me build my house right next to you, introduce myself as Jaden X goes ahead and does some damage to Scissor Lick's room. Dropping that corner, there we go. There was a little bit more damage. Builds it, gets that edit, but just doesn't actually get any damage done. There's Scissor Licks though. He's shooting the floor right underneath it, trying to drop him down here, but Scissor Licks continuing to build. And this is so interesting to see how they decide to play this out. It's kind of like an arm wrestling match, you know? It's like an actual wrestling match as they fight each other and try to get some position, get information, holding down, getting those right peaks in. Lots of health potions around Jaden X. Plenty of time to heal up as they continue this longer fight. Scissor Licks coming in from a new angle now, knocking on a new door.
Yeah, but BL is going to be in this bedroom here, just trying to see if he can catch anybody off guard. It might be Frosty just jumping his way through the zone.
He might be in trouble.
Nope.
No, that's
no hit.
No hit there. You want to lead it a little bit with that gun, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah, you definitely do want to lead a lot. Jaden is going to be picking up that kill onto Scissor Licks. So huge elimination from Jaden. 3 from him.
And lots of loot to pick up here.
Yeah, he should be fine, though. He definitely has a couple floppers to work with here and there. He does have those big pop potions in case he needs to use them very soon, but the circle is still huge. We're barely going to go into the third one after this one closes out.
And still
Jaden is looking into a good position to have max mats, and not only that, but have max materials to be able to get himself back up to health. It's Sync 32. He's going to be the one with the high ground right now.
42 players still left, and once again you'll see this game be a little bit slow in the first few rounds and then just pick up the pace so rapidly in the last few circles.
Yeah, definitely this is a much faster game. We've seen a lot of players definitely warmed up now, getting a lot more eliminations, because remember from last round we had about 41 players, but
exactly.
it was the 5th or the 4th zone, so this is going a lot faster than we had round number 1, but that's not to say at least that the last couple of minutes isn't going to be crazy. It's still going to be the same craziness that we got last round.
Jaden X decides it's time to rotate now. About a minute left on the clock as he gets over to the big satellite dish. Might be a nice bunker here to hole up in find some cover, and actually find a vehicle if he needs it to drive out of there. But no, he's going to take the launch pad instead as he flies across and sink 32. Let's see if they're going to peek out and try to take this frag. Another little bit of a battle between Jivan and they're gonna drink up a quick small shield potion as he brings the fight over. And let's see if they're going to be able to capitalize on this opportunity. Outcast so low on his last legs, I believe might be trying to heal up a little bit, but no, isn't it? This is done. Nope. Outcast is out of here.
Yeah, Outcast was able to hang on to the game for a little while longer. We saw him in trouble earlier, but definitely got taken out right here by Javon.
He had some potions left, he had some health kits left, but just when you know you're gonna be, 4 or 5 seconds where you can't move. It's just like, what do? You heal up? Do you just do you try to take the drop and try to take them out before they can take you out? And
we have a pair of Nates in this lobby too. This is 33 Nate. I know I saw another Nate earlier, one that has 4 eliminations to his name. So this is definitely not the Nate that we saw from earlier, but Slober, definitely taking Slober, whatever it is, getting the first blood here onto Nate. He's got to be careful though, because Nate looks in a better shape than Slober does right now.
Nate has the massive health advantage right now. Double the shield and a quarter more health here. Let's see how they're gonna play this out.
I think we're gonna be seeing Nate take advantage of this fight right here. He's gonna have that submachine gun. He's gonna probably try to shoot his way through the wall and then immediately switch it out to that pump shotgun, get Slober down to a lot of health. But look at this. We're just gonna have a little bit of a head glitch battle between each other.
I don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of like moving left and right. But this is such a dangerous position. You do not want to be staying there for too long because somebody can sneak up behind you.
We just have a standoff.
You do not want to be in a standoff in this position. You either want to either shoot or get out of there, or poop or get out of there. There we go. Decides to take that shot. Nate runs back and decides to board up and take his time on Slaubar. Let's see Slaubar, what they're going to go ahead and do. He's contesting it a little bit too.
I would get out of here. I definitely would get out of here. I think there's a couple players lurking around.
They're seeing if there's any tasty morsels over there that they can take advantage of. And Nate over here gonna go ahead and take that big potion, get him back to full health.
He's gonna get in that car,
200 HP. That car is an option, but you're gonna have to do some damage to the surroundings to get that car out of there.
Yeah, but Nate, I think he's playing it smart here. He has those other potions.
He does edit out as he backs the car out. Gonna hit that last little wall here and drive away.
Smart. That's what I would have done. Definitely just get out of that situation.
Exactly.
Even though I could have wished he played it a little bit more aggressive, but it looks like Slaubar was definitely playing too defensive to the point where he was safe enough to hold his own, as Nate is going to be boxing in once again in the new zone.
Panic room in the new zone, and you can see all these arrows moving over. And once again, slow in the beginning, slow in the first few circles, but once you get to 5 and 6, that just speeds up so quickly. 50 cal fruit taking his time, noise over there in the corner. Let's see how they decide to build up. There's so many people in this apartment complex right now. Everybody is packing as well.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody is packing, and King Jab very close, but staying inside.
Fruit playing it smart though right now, just playing a little bit of reconnaissance. We see Blizzy over yonder, Jaden X still in the game. Slober is
There's
also
the window
still in
out,
the game.
tries to get some info.
But this is where we're going to start seeing just a lot of these players playing really, really safe, just holding their boxes in, and then they have that pyramid to be able to edit it out through and then just get a little bit of information as to where players are around them.
And there's Matt building right on top of 50 cal Fruit, and that is not a comfortable position for Fruit to be in. When you just got somebody above you. I never liked my neighbors upstairs. I do not know how 50 cal's feeling right now, but definitely not too happy, especially when your upstairs neighbor is shooting down at you.
Oh yeah, you definitely. Not the neighbors you probably might have in real life.
Exactly.
But in this game, you definitely want to be careful with your neighbors because they're not the friendliest neighbors that you'll have.
There we go. Everybody back inside the circle. 25 seconds left as we continue moving on. And there we go. Not going to be a lot of action right now. You can see no kills have happened in the last minute and a half.
Interesting loadout for Has. He has those launchers that to give himself to get his health back up. We haven't seen any other ray guns because we do see the new update happening. However, a lot of the time is Arena gets rid of a lot of those because it's not competitive enough to be able to have it in this game mode. So we see Hunt Dog rocking the Scar still in the game, one of the most powerful guns in the game, as well as that bolt action rifle, which I always hope to see a player hit a shot with, so we can make that highlight reel play for Twitter.
But it's an interesting play because once you get a little bit closer, you really want to be holding on. You're probably not going to be using that too much.
No.
Unless you're just insane.
I mean, I've seen a lot. I've had my fair share of players that have done some highlight reel plays with it. Delta is going to take out 38 Nate. Nate was having an incredible game to start off with. I believe 4 eliminations to his name, but Delta is going to be the one closing that out. He's going to be getting this
a
drop
nice
right
little
here.
drop. Let's see if there's anything good here. There's another big potion, but not going to be able to really pick that up, I guess. Some small potions here, but maxed out there. As you can see, with this new circle coming out, this is where the damage is going to happen. This is where some fights are going to happen. And really only still 36 players left. Only 3 have been killed in the last little bit.
Still a
fair amount, but everybody's going to slowly move over as these rounds get shorter and shorter. Snip's still alive. I did believe I saw Chappie still there as well. So Chappie still having a great opportunity.
Just got an elimination too, so Chappie still holding on strong.
Still holding on strong. Let's see if they're able to do a 2 for 2 as Snips runs over and has 6 launch pads left. Lots of launch pads. Is not going to use those mobility. I guess save it for a little bit later. See if they can take advantage of all of this util.
Snips right now just boxing himself in. Once again, a lot of these players are going to be boxing themselves in, but this next zone is going to be the interesting one. It's going to head south, and it's going to start getting really, really small, so Snips is going to head back the other way.
So small.
However, if you're in this position, you have a decision to make. Whether you make that early rotation or you turn around and start putting some damage on those players that are making that rotation, because you are on the edge of the storm, and the storm is in your favor, but it looks like Javon was able to take out Snips, so Snips isn't even going to be able to do anything at all.
Snips is not even going to have that option.
Nope.
Vacation Nation here, sitting with 6 launch pads, probably is going to take advantage of one of them to get all the way to that new zone. You can see how far away it is. There is no overlap at all, as now that shift is going to be happening. The storm is moving as EUU tries to get some people out of here, tries to thin out the crowd, has really nice height advantage, dropping down, trying to drop down on 50 cal hunting the hunting as he builds over. Dev is tiny. There we go. There's a little bit of a height battle now between Blizzy, I believe, and EU. But EU is so dominant, still building up, has that gun out as Nate decides to fly over, drops down, builds a little panic room around. And once again, this new circle is the place to be, and 27 left in such close quarter battles. But this is really where you see some of those mats running into a little bit of trouble. Frost Rayleigh already with 0 mats, Surfy with only 37.
Yeah, Surfy though in a good spot. He has a lot of players around him. Not only is they're in front of him, but he has a lot of damage. He's going to be able to do that. Jaden is going to take out Saints. Jeremiah takes out Matt, but Jaden is going to be looking to see if he can get himself a 2-piece. He's going to be landing right behind somebody very soon
there
here.
we go.
And
Maybe
he does land right behind somebody. He doesn't get the shot off because the wall goes down. Brownies is still in this miraculously
enough. But he's taking so much damage from the storm.
Taken out though. Jeremiah also taken out. Jaden moving his way in. Pinto with 1 elimination, staying at the bottom of this ground. Nate is going to be the one that's probably going to be caught in his sights. He's got to be careful though. The zone is going to be getting really, really small, and not to mention it's moving a lot.
So tiny right now. There's 17 left. Pinto was in a good spot, but now he has a little bit of fighting to be done. Tiny over here taking a quick shield, edits out, gets that window. Let's see if he's able to get any picks from it as Tate Defense is right above him. Gets that peek out, tries to do some damage, does some on delete, gets another little bit on Noise. Noise gets sent to the afterlife. Yep. Karu here running up the ramp. Let's see if they're going to be able to stay alive. As Bilal Gamer gets taken out, Obese Brownies also gets taken out. 50 cal Tiny staying on the edge of that storm.
He did pop a He did pop a chili pepper, so he's going to be moving a little bit quicker than everybody else, getting himself into the zone a lot quicker.
As he collects a little bit of
this time on the other side of the high ground, though, he's going to be having this low ground. Tiny still is going to be taking out Chappie, so that's a round number 1 winner out of the way. Karu on the hunt for Tiny, and Tiny's going to get out of the way, so Karu's going to have put himself in a prime position to be able to take this game. However, he does have this low ground. It's going to be a lot difficult than having that high ground. Karu is waiting to make sure that nobody is going to be behind him.
Only 8 players left. He has no mats, remember. He's at 0. He might have picked some up. Devis Tiny only has 5 builds left. Gonna go ahead and pop that health kit. Running into the edge of that storm. Gonna run out of mats super soon. There we go. That's gonna be his last build here, it looks like, as he has that. This is the last 3 left.
Yeah, but Devis Tiny still playing it super smart. Top 3 of these players are definitely going to be paid out, but Tay DePiece is going to be in a tough situation.
Let them fight it out, Tiny.
Delta is going to be below him, though.
Just chill, Tim.
No, now it's down to a 1v1. It's going to be Devis Tiny versus Delta. Devis Tiny has the advantage, but no! Delta! Oh my God!
Delta capitalizes on it. That's where you see.
Wow. Delta just putting on the burners towards the end of the game. I could have sworn Tiny was going to be able to get that win, but Delta just putting on a show and hitting them with a 1-2 punch after taking out Tay DePiece. Wow.
And that's. I mean, I feel like Tiny played it right there. You know, it's
there's no other way that you could have played that. He played it literally perfectly.
That's the way.
But
you let them fight each other out. You try to take some nice pot shots, but sometimes when you just get outflicked, it looks like. Yeah. Then you just get sent to the afterlife.
That's what I'm saying. It just mechanically gifted players will come out on top at all times, but there's moments like that where there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, he just got caught with the fast-paced gameplay. Maybe he got a little overwhelmed. I mean, even chat was saying, "Wow, he lost that." Like, people are laughing and some people are upset. And I'm also surprised that he lost that too. But that is, I mean, that is a choke to say the least. But he still's got $60, so who's laughing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he played it right. You know, he lets the 2 battle it out. But sometimes, if you're just on a hot streak and you just got, you know, the flick of God or something, you know, then you just get outshot and outgunned and outplayed. And let's go ahead. There's going to be a lot of highlights to take a peek at. And let's go to our first one here as we have Proud FN trying to go ahead and take out with the gets taken out even though he had the drop.
Rec was going absolutely crazy at the start of this game. We see Blizzy just being too overwhelming for Devo, as Merce also being a little bit too overwhelming here. But this fight ended up being a little interesting one as a little bit of damage got done, but Merce just getting taken out at the end. I think a couple bullets came from a third party too, so
that's right. That was a third-party one. Pump It Up Blake here with a massive wide edit, really. Like that was half of the wall here. As Gvon here goes ahead and tries to do some damage, takes him out here, beams him over to the afterlife as Karu here. Also very dominant play, but just hasn't been able to capitalize. Might have made it to the final 3 here. I don't really remember who the last 3 were, but you can see he was running out a little bit on mats there at the end.
Delta,
had to pick it up.
DePiece, and Devis Tiny. So Delta is going to be the player that's going to be taking himself $100 here tonight. Devis Tiny is going to be taking $60 for that second place finish. And Tay DePiece getting taken out for $40. But let's take a look at the leaderboard so far on what we've had here tonight in this round number 2. Delta, like I said, 10 eliminations there. Devis Tiny with 7 and Tay DePiece with 7. Those players getting respectively their $200 total for that top 3.
The funny thing is, this is exactly the same scoreboard we saw from the last round. It's like a repeat just with new players.
Yeah, that is actually insane, but it just goes to show that once you catch fire, man, you just go absolutely crazy. And I think Delta got the majority of those eliminations towards the, I would say, final 2 minutes, just getting people off of rotation. But he's doing a good job, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier in that round. Is you have to make the decision whether you want to rotate a little early and get yourself in a position to where you're going to be safe, or do you want to play it a little bit more aggressive and take advantage of those players getting caught off guard. But ladies and gentlemen, round number 2 is in the books. We got 3 more rounds left, 3 more opportunities for players to give themselves a nice little lunch money, or maybe get their gift. To get a gift for their wonderful casters here today.
100%.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, do not leave. We have more action coming up. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more Frags action. My name is Eric, and this is Shay. In case you are just tuning in, we are live from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's really hot outside. I mean, look, we have a little bit of a similar outfit. We got the long sleeve going on. We got the khaki going on. But I mean, I chose to go with the shorts because, yes, we are consistently hitting triple-digit weather here.
It's like 111 out there. It's hot.
It's absolutely insane. And speaking of hot, I mean, the competition is heating up. These players are playing out of their mind.
Delta is hot.
Oh yeah, back-to-back games where players have literally the exact same eliminations. I mean, who would have thought that? But yes, Delta getting our $100 from that round number 2. What's something from that round number 2 that stuck out to you a little bit more than from round number 1?
Yeah, I think that in round number 2, you saw at the end game there, it lasted a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
Like when it went from the 8 to the 3 to the 2, there was definitely a lot more time. In the first round, I was so surprised it was already at 2.
Oh yeah, I think the reason for that being is because a lot of players got eliminated really, really quickly in round number 2 rather than in round number 1. I mean, we saw we had 40 players barely in the third zone, so it definitely was a little bit of a slower game to say the least. But that's a result of these players just being warmed up already. As Karu, we haven't seen him drop down yet. I'm pretty sure a lot of these players too have their designated drop zones where they feel comfortable.
They have a good idea exactly where to go, which rooms to hit up. And Karu, one of the players to watch, you were saying, hasn't had much success yet, but always in the last 10. It'd be interesting to see how he gets, how he plays in the next 3 games that are still remaining.
And that's a big thing with these players that have been, I would consider, veterans of the game and veterans of the arena, is that they're so used to the old format that their play style is more so be aggressive and get those eliminations, because if you don't get yourself in that top 10 situation, you can make up for it by having
getting a
10
lot of
eliminations
frags,
or 8 eliminations. So for a player like Karu, who we would often see in those top 10 situations, but have
lots
8 limbs or 7 limbs and lots of points because of that, it could be hurting him a little bit now, more than not, as Hime is going to be probably getting hurt by Buddha here, as both of these players decided
just a little bit.
Yeah, both of these players decided to just land in these outskirts.
A little long range fight, and you don't see a lot of competition over there normally.
Rift got taken out. Rift being one of those top players as well, as one of our admins takes each other out. So.
Yeah, wait, did he get taken out by?
I don't know. It just happens every now and then. It's like a little glitch, but Baka is going to be the leader. Baka is going to be the one that takes out Rift, which, like I said, one of those players that a lot of these players actually change their style of play with what they use. Some of these players start on keyboard and mouse, then they go to controller, and sometimes they go back to keyboard and mouse. But I would say we have a fair share of controller players in the realm of keyboard players, which I would say are the dominant, I guess, species.
Yeah,
can you say
I guess dominant species for sure. I think definitely the keyboard and mouse has I think a bit of an advantage against the controller, unless you just happen to have like very good aim with the controller. Yeah. You can definitely do a lot more with the buttoning of the key, with having interesting key binds, right? You have just so many more keys than the controller, I would assume. But I've never been a big controller player, so I've always been mainly keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I think especially for a game like this, keyboard and mouse definitely comes in more into play because of the mechanical abilities that you can use. For sure. Especially when it comes down to building. I think building, when you have those extra buttons and those extra keybinds, it'll help you tremendously. But if you have a controller, it's going to be a little harder. I remember Hunt Dog, when he would come to the arena, he would have a controller that had extra buttons on the back, which helped him out a lot, as Jaden is going to be on the hunt with for Baka here. I'm not sure if that's the Baka that we were talking about before the show that I said he's an absolutely incredible player. Yeah. We will be getting more word of that soon, hopefully, but Baka is going to be on his back foot. Both players in similar strength in terms of their health. Baka with a little lower, but Jaden trying to see if he can get himself through.
There he goes. Does some serious damage there.
The wall, though.
And he's on his last legs here. You can finish it off, but Jaden's still sitting pretty. There we go. That's just a matter of cleanup here as Jaden takes that elim on delete Baka.
And Jaden always wants to showboat. After every elimination, if he knows he's on camera, if he has a feeling he's on camera, he's always just going to showboat, pop a little emote here and there. 50 Cal Pinto is going to be having his eyes on Chappie here. We saw Chappie get eliminated earlier in round number 2 as well. Got himself into the top 25 position, but not able to capitalize. Yep.
There's Pinto here on that high ground, taking his time. And it's interesting because on these early rounds, I guess you do have time, but you kind of still want to be building up your economy, right? It's like you only have 31 builds. You're not really getting very far with it. There's no point in trying to get this pick on Uncle Chappie unless, oh, there we go, Chappie getting, I think, was that on a vehicle and was moving a little quick here. Snips over here, always doing pretty good, but once again, last time wasn't able to get to the top 5 either, as Snippy tries to pick up a little bit of wood and disengages from someone else. Here's Pinto going for it. Chappie, he's really wanting to bring the fight over. Probably thinks that Chappie's got a lot of equipment so that he can just loot the body, but this is interesting of a fight here. You don't want to be too aggressive, but you also want to take opportunities to take picks when you can. There we go, doing some damage on the rooftop. Gets a little bit of that fortress that Chappie's in out of there as he tries to get a little bit of damage. There we go, a little bit of shield down on Chappie. 50 cal pops one of those small potions again, brings him back to 150. Chappie still, there we go, another nice couple picks there on Chappie here, tagging him up, brings him back down to 100, out of shield now. Pinto feeling it, taking Chappie out of there. Nice shot in the head to take out all that health and then pick up all of the loot.
Yeah, we saw a lot of players go down in the kill feed as I was going down. Jaden X being one of them, getting taken out by Devis Tiny, the player that got second place last round. But Pinto is going to have to immediately turn around and get ready for another fight, as BL is the one that's going to try to get that high ground on him. But Pinto is going to be having a turtle down here below him. BL, let's see what he can try to do, try to make out of this aggression from him. Pinto's still trying to see if he can get any information as to where BL is. BL's thinking that he's still in that turtle position, immediately catches the eye that he is not there. Pinto just going to play it safer right now, just like Catwoman, just being nice and sneaky.
Exactly. And this is the important piece, right? You want to get information as to where the other player is. And when you have that information, it just feeds into your gameplay so much more. And here's BL, and that's why high ground is so important, because then you have so much more visibility. And BL here having a bit of the drop on Pinto, takes a bit of that shield out. Pinto a little bit low on shield. BL with max health. Pinto pops one of the small potions, gets back to 25 as BL tries to level it out, brings it to the same floor to try to finish Pinto off. Pinto, another small shield, brings him up to 150. Now we get a bit of a box fight here.
BL has to get really aggressive here. He knows he has an advantage. He knows that he's not going to get an opportunity like this again, but he's going to lose Pinto a little bit. Pinto's going to put him on skates for a little bit, but BL finally finds him. He gets the edit down. Pinto putting some damage, and now BL is going to be the one that's going to have to back up, and Pinto is on the aggressive. And that's what I love about Fortnite, is that the momentum can change in an instant. It all takes one huge shot, and then you are in the advantage after being in the disadvantage for so long. Pinto yet again catching the corner. Wow,
right on the legs with that shotgun, right? And BL once again in the dominant position, but now on the last having to pop out that heel kick.
Third party though, Scissor coming in and saying, hey guys, what's going on here? Let me get some of this action. Scissor Flex is going to be trying to see if he can take advantage of this third party. However, they have to worry about it soon because the storm is coming. Pinto and BL both have their launch pads. I'm not sure about Scissor Lips, but 50 cal fruit is going to take out Nate. Oh, BL has to be careful. Almost fell down for a little bit of fall damage. The storm is in. Luckily for BL, he has those 3 med kits to be able to use, so he should be fine.
3 of them fighting here. Scissor
popping one a little too early though. I don't like this.
You don't like it? You don't like that play? I think it's an interesting play because as you get that damage, you'll probably still get to full health, right? Like you're getting a couple of seconds of damage.
Yeah, you can put it that way. I just feel like it might have been a little bit more of a panic play and a panic heal. But he still has Scissor Flicks above him.
And BL deciding doesn't want any of the smoke, gonna drive out of there, get back into the safe zone. As none of them ended up getting any picks here.
I think Pinto did manage to get away though.
And everybody got away here.
Yeah.
Fawitzy here standing down below of 6. over here. Let's see what is gonna happen. Fauci sitting pretty with 200 health, trying to go in, brings the shotgun now, tries to do some damage. No shots have connected.
Both players missing a lot of shots,
Both players missing a lot of shots. Edits out, gets that door out. As we can see, 6 right on top, gets to the bottom. Bilal Gamer, though, trying to get the drop on Apollo. Apollo continue to building up the walls. Apollo.
Oh, I call him Apollo. My friend's dog, his name is Apollo, and I call him Apollo.
Apollo, there we go. Bilal Gamer here, building around, bunkering up, trying to get a little bit of mats more to build here. He has 89 builds.
Yeah.
He's got a good amount of builds for where we're at right now.
Which is something different than playing a regular pub match where you have you can do 1,000 mats each and you have 200 builds if I'm not mistaken. So you definitely have a little bit of more think process to do when you're playing a competitive in arena in this game. Is that you're limited to a lot of the resources that you can use, which adds more onto the competitive aspect of this game. And it's incredible how long this game has able to withstand and stay. I mean, I remember playing it when I was like a sophomore in high school.
Right.
16, and it's still holding on strong,
it's
and
still
competitive.
popular.
It's still super popular. So this game is amazing. But Scissor
Licks, very low on health. Interesting.
Really
trying to build a little bit of walls around him so that he can pop one of those potions. Tried to, but just is going to be sitting still at 21 health. Let's see if Scissor Licks, oh no, tries to get out of there so he can pop a shield, but not going to happen. Whatser is going to be able to take them out. These what, sir?
These what, sir?
These what, sir? These what? Taking down some big trees and always an interesting play. Like sometimes you don't want to take out some of these big trees because they're so visible from the distance, right? So easy to see, but does give you so much more materials. He is basically at max build here. 3 big health kits, 6 small shields, and 3 of those bigger potions as we go to Depeace. Tate Depeace.
Tate being the player that got 3rd place last round, so he's already $40 richer here tonight. He has 3 more rounds to do it, so he's
3 more rounds to
do a lot of
improve the amount of cash money he's going to be taking home today as he does the damage to some of these office supplies. It's kind of like the Wrecker Room, you know? You've ever been there?
Yes, I haven't been inside, but I've seen what how it looks like.
I haven't checked it out.
You can definitely go there
either.
and just take out your anger. But
yeah, you just start smashing things left and right. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Fortnite here. As 42 players left, once again, you're going to see the first few rounds be a little bit slower, but everybody moving over to Lazy Lake.
You see Carew just perched up on his little nest up there, just waiting for his perfect opportunity to pounce on a player, which is what's the scary part. You always have to be on high alerts regardless of where you are, because you never know what could happen. As
you never
Tate probably
know.
Hears Surfy above him, so Surfy
does. Surfy did do a couple of jumps, so that's why Tate Depeace being a little bit more wary. There we go, trying to build it out, gets that floor right under him, but he's going to go ahead and disengage. They're going to disengage as he tries to find a new position.
Tate's just still farming up right now, just trying to get ready. Jeremiah doing the same thing. He's pretty much in a good position here. All these players are going to set up shop around Lazy Lake. Who knows if the zone is going to end up here, but these players know more than I do. They probably know a little bit of the zone tendencies, to say the least, but regardless, this game brings a lot of new things and a lot of surprise, as well as the storm is going to start shrinking very shortly here. Jeremiah is going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's got to be careful because Blizzy is above him. Blizzy hasn't been having the best of games so far, but he can definitely pick up the pace at any moment's time. So he will definitely be looking to heat up here, as he hasn't won himself any money. And if there's anything that I know about Blizzy, is that he loves his money.
He loves his money.
If you're in the way of getting his money, he's going to make you pay for it.
Literally.
Yeah, quite literally. Not even a pun intended. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Here's Jeremiah still bunkered up, sitting pretty okay in a bit of the middle circle as JD Master M is going to have to start making his way over to this next circle. But he does have company. There's Snips.
Wow.
But Snips taking JD Master M out and also all of his guns.
Yeah, one pump right there. Choosing not to pick up that AK.
I was about to say that legendary, right?
Yeah, I think the reason for that is for the rate of fire. I think it's a slow rate of fire. It's not as accurate as the blue assault rifle as Snips just sort of takes a peek on over with the sniper rifle. Whoever's over there has to be careful. Make sure they're not going to edit at a wrong time. It looked like Sync was the one that was taking some pop shots at him.
Exactly.
But yeah, you're going to see a lot of these players pass up a lot of these legendary guns because of the fact that sometimes, yes, they may do a lot of damage, but when you're in a situation where you're close quarter, you're going to need that extra fire rate, which is why we see a lot of these players hold on to those submachine guns when that circle starts getting smaller, because not only can you use it to deal a lot of damage on another player, but we've seen a lot of plays where players will just literally run forward and shoot a wall down and then switch out to their shotgun.
Switch, exactly.
Snip's trying to see if he can make a highlight reel play here with that sniper rifle as whoever's yonder, which is Sync, was getting a little too aggressive there. He's got to be careful. He might take a couple more pop shots here, but Snip just doing a good job of making sure that he's going to be safely transferring himself.
Exactly,
or
back into the safe zone.
Over to the zone.
Jivon over here picking up a little bit more mats, nearly at max creds over here as he does some damage to the floor, picks some stuff up, and with one elimination now, has a good build right now for the next circle that's going to be coming up. And actually, it's interesting because there's so many people around you, but nobody that wants to pick up any fights, right? Once you see, you get to about like 40, right? You start seeing the kills slow down, which is definitely the way to go.
When you're in a close situation like this, where there's a lot of players around you, sometimes even shooting at another player could expose yourself, and you can get lobby focus, and you do not want that because you're just basically spamming builds at that point. Aspix is going to get himself a nice
little crate here.
Crate right here. So he's going to get a couple of things that he needed, which were those extra launch pads. He might be choosing to use one of them shortly soon here as a storm is going to close in. A little bit far away, but not too far away where he's going to have to use one of those. As 6 is going to be taking out Apollo. Fruit might be jumping down here on a player, but still maintaining that high ground. Smart decision from him. Popping that med kit just to make sure that even though he's at 178 health, he has that extra
to max
health.
It out.
Yeah, you never know. You never know when you're going to need that for sure.
You definitely don't want to be hit for 79 and then just be sad that you never took that head med kit. Fruit making his way over now to the next circle as there's one other person to be wary about, but they're probably thinking about the same thing. They're probably not really looking for any picks, but actually I think, did he just get shot there?
Yeah, he definitely did. So Fruit's gonna have to be careful because
Vacation Nation over here is the other in the corner.
He's gonna probably use one of those launch pads to get out of here.
Nice pick of that med kit here.
And that's another thing that these players are so good at. It's just remembering where stuff is. There can be so many moments where you're just caught in a loop and all these builds are everywhere, but you just happen to know where a shield potion is, where a med kit is,
where they left something that they
weren't
able to keep in their inventory earlier. As 50 cal, I don't know what he's looking for. It might be looking for some more ammo that he left in some corner over here. But he should definitely start making his way over to the new circle, as Vacation Nation only has to be a little bit wary of 50 cal, but they're gonna go ahead and rotate a little bit over now. And now you can see things getting a little bit more crowded. Checking his 6, making sure he's not being followed and not gonna get picked off. And now
he's getting shot at though, so he's dealing a little bit of damage to himself. He's got to be careful. He's going to stay in this low ground here, maybe make his way up. Buddha is still in this, surprisingly enough. I saw him getting in a little bit of a sticky situation earlier too, especially that 1v1 outskirts at the very start of the round. Vacation Nation is sneaking his way around though. Carry is going to be taking out Buddha, immediately trading that kill out. Dropping straight down to the low ground again.
Low ground here. Try to take some, I guess, metal here from this car. edits out. He has a vehicle over there, has a couple of vehicles he might be able to use if he needed to.
Yeah, we're gonna take some time to say hi to the chat. Hi, Hattie Flash saying hi. Set Boy Gaming saying hi as well. Six Main saying hello, as well as using some bits. Appreciate that. We have Wapo Dadon saying what's good. Set Boy says nothing much. What about you? Hey man,
just chilling.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like it's not the same. It's not the same Baka.
No, so it's definitely not. I haven't seen Baka just yet. I could have sworn I saw him in the name somewhere on there, but maybe something might have happened there. But Baka, we miss you, man. We hope to see you back soon. As Vacation
Nation, I think, was gonna try to get that car out of there, but just had too much structure here. Ooh, there can get the drop maybe on Slauber.
Yeah, but Slauber's just gonna try to play it safe and go around him. Not trying to get into that engagement just
over
yet.
Here, building very close to some other players. Gonna need to pop 2 of those small potions to bring themselves to about 150 health here, and just a little bit lower because you do not want to be caught slacking.
Yeah, you do not want to get caught lacking, especially when there's so many players around you that can deal so much damage. They're really mechanically gifted. The circle, we're going to start going into the 6th circle very soon. These circles are going to start moving very, very dramatically as well. So let's see who can come out on top. So far, our top 3 players from last round are still in the game. Tay the Peace, I saw him.
G-Von over here.
Still in there too, yep.
Vacation Nation, 50 cal 6.
Okay, so Baka is D's nuts. Okay, or D's
what? D's what, sir? D's what, sir?
Yeah, there we go. D's what, sir?
D's what?
He got me there. He got me there for sure.
All right, Slauber over here. Taking in the time, bunkering up. Oh, 50 cal Hunt Dog, taking out nearly taking out Hypa, but wasn't able to just connect on that last bullet.
Yeah, Hunt Dog, one of those players that we haven't seen much of today. Been playing it pretty quietly, but Hunt Dog, one of my favorite players in the arena. He gives me so much insight into the game. He also sometimes would always tell me who he expected winning, and I gotta say, man, his bets were on point.
On point, okay. Yep. He's the one to bet with as this storm is about to move in the next 10 seconds, and you can see how much distance you're gonna have to cover. It's not as much as it was last time, but you are going to have some of these moving fights as you take this launch pad. Both of them taking it together. They literally could have high-fived as a 50 cal Hunt Dog drops in, finding an optimal position to build a quick panic house.
Oh yeah, Devis Tiny is going to be taking out the other Tiny player in the lobby with 50 cal Tiny. So Devis Tiny, the 2nd place player of last round, still in this. Hunt Dog is going to be dropping down right on top of Vacation
with that shoddy.
Yep. He almost got a huge kill on him, as Brownies always seems to find himself in these situations where he's still in the top 25. Delta, the winner of last round, taking out Optimal. Get to see him still in play. Maybe we might see a back-to-back winner here, getting $200 in total. Critical, she's going to be taking out Hypo on Twitch. She was the person that got 2nd place the first round, getting the first couple of bucks here in tonight's Frags action, as Frostylane trying to see if he can take out Bilal. He does end up taking out Bilal. We are down to our top 25. Brownies, though, always playing in the low ground, never taking that high ground, but we've seen him get away from sticky situations. He does have that chili pepper pop. He's going to be looking to see if he can make a move on Floutsies, but for right now, Brownies is just going to play it safe. Maybe he might be able to take some damage onto some players rotating early. That's
the move, too, because sometimes you don't want to play the high ground if you don't have enough mats.
Yep.
Because you want to be conserving those, and he was only sitting at 50, especially as that storm moves. You want to be trying to conserve a little bit more until it gets to be that final end game. Obese Brownies here, though, trying to take a quick peek over at 6. Might be able to take him out.
Wow.
Right underneath him.
Jeremiah right getting a 2-piece onto Hunt Dog and Javon. Frostylane still in this, taking out Fruit. Taking out Karu. Karu was having a good start to this game. Brownies is still in this, though. I cannot believe this guy always manages to get himself stay in a position like this.
This might be some action here between him and and
Jeremiah is going to take him out, though. There's Jeremiah saying no more sneaking around for you, but immediately gets traded out by Frost. So wow, Frost is still in this too. He has a lot of good weapons, though. Maybe this is why one of the reasons why he's still on top, as Veuve de Jour is still in this as well. Blizzy is going to be taking out Devis Tiny. So far we only have one more player that was left in our top 3.
Oh no,
Alex
there's a super close quarters combat
Alex sandwiched Frostley there, as Surfy is going to be taking out Frostley, but Alex was the one to deal the damage. But Tate was the one that fell right on top of Alex and took him out as well as
Tate
popping off
with
in the kill feed as well.
One elim actually here with 10 left, starting to get to that payment bubble. You want to play it just a little bit safer here, especially when you've made it this far. Here we go. This is getting to be the last little bit. 8 left as we are 9 out of 9 in the circles. Tate looking for maybe the next potential person right there, right in front of him.
Beautiful
Does take
shot.
a nice headshot, but then gets taken out right after. So dangerous when you have people just lurking right around you, and there's so much going on, and you just have to be aware of where everybody is. But now this is the final 4. This is where you want to be safe. You want to take it easy. Noise running out into the storm, super low on health now, gets sent to the afterlife
Baka.
as D's Whatser. Baka is back into the top 3. Final two. Let's see how they decide to play it. They get a little bit of a shotgun battle. And that is it. That's all she wrote. D's Whatser takes it down.
Baka coming out on top, first place, finally. I mean, who's to say? I'm not surprised. Baka was able to get himself on top, had a couple quiet games in the first early rounds, but Baka coming out on top with a 7 elimination performance, and not only that, but taking himself $100. Being so far we've had 3 different winners to get that $100, which I'm happy about.
Yeah,
I'm happy that everybody's getting
right?
everybody's getting their piece of the pie, and there's only 2 more pieces or 2 more rounds left of that pie to be able to take some pieces out of it, and we'll see who's left in store to get themselves some money. But Baka back on top, getting that 7 elimination with $100 in their pocket. We will be seeing who got the other places as well and who got some money for themselves as well.
Let's go ahead and take a look at those highlights here. Lots to see and see how this game played out as we had a Jaden next here. I believe getting the drop here, maybe. Oh, no. Dodging a couple shotguns and then gets that elimination.
Yeah, flaunts a little bit, boxes out.
50 cal Pinto here, gets that fight, and then right after had a little like one-on-one as Scissor Licks here building a quick bunker and gets taken out by D's
Wow, so that was Baka. It was Baka and Pinto and Scissor Licks that were caught in the very far
caught in the beginning. Exactly. Obese Brownies getting sent over to the hospital, I guess, maybe. Is that what we would say?
Yeah, I guess back to the lobby, back to the start
Back to the lobby, and Tate the Piece getting that shotgun right behind, but then gets taken advantage of right after that. And this is the final fight, both with guns so close, right next to each other, could high-five each other.
Yeah, but Baka just doing an incredible job, taking down one of the 50 cal boys too. I'm pretty sure Baka was one of the 50 cal boys, if not he still is, but it just comes down to that mechanically gifted player at the end. But this time around, there was no room to get that high ground. I mean, all these players were pretty much close up against each other.
It was a dogfight.
Yeah, that's what happens when you see other people having a dogfight, like you were saying. You can take advantage of that by dropping down. That's exactly what Baka did. He took advantage by dropping down on a weak player. He didn't know where he was coming from. He got the first shot. It got a little dicey here and there, but he was able to switch out to that submachine gun and just finish it out, close it out, and close out this round number 3. But you have 2 more rounds, and I mean, if you're a player that wants to get paid, you're gonna have to show up in these last 2 rounds, because I would say these are the money rounds. These last 2 rounds will be considered my money rounds, because like I said, you're warmed up, you're pretty much good to go. All the competition know how, everybody knows how they're playing each other, and so far I believe we've had 3 different people every single round get money.
Take the top, the top, exactly. And that's the nice part about, you know, getting this 5-round format, where like you get a little bit warmed up, you get to understand how people play, you get to see how people people are going to take their time maybe, or how you might want to play for the next rounds, and really bring those learnings to the 4th and the 5th rounds.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more pressure on these players. There's no more time for you to sort of regain yourself and take advantage of the points that you're stacking up. At this point in the game, every single round is critical. You have to play at your best of your ability, and you have to get yourself some money, man. If I'm a player out there, I am sweating my face off to get myself $100, because I would love to get myself $100 off of 10 minutes of playing Fortnite. So a lot of these players are playing absolutely out of their mind. We haven't had the same eliminations in our top 3 as we did the past 2 rounds, but 2 more rounds left, and the competition is definitely heating up. We're going to see probably a lot closer of games. My prediction is that this next round we're going to have a little bit of a slower zone.
I think so. I think at the last 8 and 9, you can see things slowing down a lot.
Yeah.
Like for the last 4 players, we had a lot more time for them to try to find a nice position, get that pick off, right? And then actually for the last 2 there was a bit of a fight before finally getting that win.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at our leaderboard from that round number 3. Obviously, Baka also going D's What Sir getting that 1st place spot. I'm pretty sure that the 10 eliminations is not how much he had. He did have those 7 eliminations, with 50 Cal A1 Alex getting that 2nd place, and Surfy taking himself 3rd place as well. So these 3 players, brand new players, to get themselves in the money. That's what we love to see, but it goes to show that this competition, it's up for grabs for anybody.
For sure, and it's interesting. It's the 10-7-7 again.
I think it might be a little error.
Yeah,
but,
I think so.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, round 3 is in the books. We have 2 more rounds left. That's not a lot of time for players to get themselves some nice lunch money. We will be right back after a short break.
Don't worry about me, I'm just blazing. My dance moves are excellent and with precision. Get down, baby, you can't stand in a dance competition. Glistening, flashing like a spotlight, shining like a diamond, party all night. Tell me you love me, I wanna see the stars, eyes wide shut, then meet me at the bar. Yeah, right. Yeah. Y'all been sleeping on me, better wake up. Put your fly gear on, do your makeup, drop it real low, and pick it back up. Excellent, bustin' with the best of them, simply impressive. No worrying or stressing. I'm getting mine right now.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for some more Frags actions. We only have 2 more rounds left, but the past 3 rounds that we've had have been incredible. I'm really, really happy that we've had 3 different winners every single round, and we haven't had any repeats at all, but I have a feeling, I don't know, there's a feeling in my, deep down inside that I feel like somebody's going to probably repeat. It's going to hit a repeat at some point here tonight, and they have 2 more rounds to do it. We'll see if they can, but a lot of our top players haven't been the ones that have gone in the money rounds. I mean, I've seen the Devis Tiny get in the money, and then Baca just recently got himself in the money, but a lot of these new familiar faces are getting themselves paid out here tonight, which is awesome to see, and it gives them that confident boost to go on for that next competition. Right. A lot of these players that come to the arena or that are playing online are always super nervous to play, and I always tell them it usually takes a couple rounds and then you just got to get your nerves down, but for some of these players, especially considering a lot of these players that it was their first time playing, as soon as you get that victory, man, I mean, I don't know what it is about
confidence, right?
I don't know what it is about that confidence, but they immediately just come back stronger the next competition.
I want to see Karu actually get on the leaderboard. He's always done pretty well, gotten pretty far on in each game. Actually had a pretty dominant position in the first round, but just wasn't able to get paid. So I'd like to see him try to get top 3 position in rounds 4 and 5.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who I would probably put up there and say that they might get themselves paid out. One thing for sure is I've seen Devis Tiny playing so far, and he's playing really, really well. So I'm going to say that he might be able to get himself in maybe a top 5 situation here in this round, maybe get himself paid out again. But for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, the $200 for each round, we've had, what, $600 already given away?
$600 already paid out.
Everybody has gotten paid out today, and it's for everybody right now, as we're going to be flying into the map under this huge void of a UFO. They have to, they showed us a little glimpse of that UFO. It's definitely scary. I do not want to get abducted right now, for sure.
And not much of the new patches played actually into any of these last rounds. So I think as people start jumping in, we'll see how a lot of the same things as the last couple of rounds, now that people are a bit more familiar with how everybody plays and a bit more familiar with the style of payout.
Yes, we're going to be jumping in with Emerald here this time.
Emerald, a new player. I haven't really had a much vision on Emerald Sonic right now as he surfs his way down into this little house here.
I think it's in the middle of the map, so this is a pretty bold decision, but it allows you to sort of have an equal distance regardless of where that circle is going to end up at. This is a pretty good choice. I mean, not a lot of people choose to do this because if you think about it, I mean, if you think about a spot when you're dropping in, you're like, oh, I want to land somewhere where not a lot of people are going to land.
Right.
And your first go-to is going to be the outskirts of the map.
Right.
But Emerald, I feel like he's doing a little bit of a reverse psychology type deal here, and landing in the middle of the map where he would think that many people would be too scared to land at.
Exactly. Gets a couple chests already, picking up just a little bit, gets both of those big potions and brings himself up to max health. And I think he's the only one here. And he can go shopping.
He definitely is going to be the only one here for the foreseeable future. But yeah, he's going to have himself a breeze to just go through, get himself looted up, get himself with his mats maxed out, which is interesting to see him not really farm.
Not really farm anything yet.
He hasn't really farmed anything. He's going to go down towards that river and maybe get some more water from there, or get some more materials from there.
Take a sip of water from there as we take a look at Virgie right here. Has a bit of a fight going on. Has a neighbor to be wary of, and they're in the same room, but Virgie switches quickly to the gun and takes out Frost Ray.
Frosty just drops down, didn't realize that Bergie was going to be right in front of him.
I don't think so.
It just turns on him. That is just...
It was kind of like bumping into each other by surprise, you know?
He absolutely gets turned on, and that's how you go out. I mean, if there's one way to go out, Bergie is going to be definitely taking you out like that, as Too Shiesty is going to be also in Misty Meadows along with another player, so
they're right next to each other here. Yep. There's 3 players in Misty Meadows, but Shiesty is very close to one of them, whereas the third person might be able to take both picks if they're able to capitalize on this opportunity.
And so far, I mean, for it being a new format, I love it. I mean, I love the fact that players are getting paid out per round basis, and they're going to be different players here and there, whereas before, I mean, if a player was consistently playing well, they would get themselves enough points to be in the money rounds. But with this, it's a smaller prize pool than what we've seen before, but I'm really happy that a lot of these players, some of them which being their first tournament with us, are able to get paid out as Convoluted saw Apollo.
Convoluted, yeah.
Convoluted.
Convoluted.
Wow.
But Apollo doing a nice job of using the ridge line to try to keep themselves safe as Convoluted. I'm not sure if they're going hunting or if they're deciding just to run over to a building to try to collect some more loot.
Jaden X is going to be taking now Obese Burrito. We've seen, I think,
A couple
obese boys.
Yeah, obese burrito, obese brownies.
Burrito.
Might be very similar to that 50 cal you were saying.
Or 50 cal pinto, not obese
50
pinto.
cal pinto.
I was thinking pinto beans on your burrito.
Yeah. I do like myself some pinto beans, actually. Pinto beans and white rice. That's my go-to.
Oh, yeah.
As Convoluted might be able to pick off Apollo as Apollo gets on that bridge. Outcast over here building up, has a bit of a fight against Deez Wutzer, who was the last winner of the last round. Outcast getting some serious damage being dealt on his last legs, 13 health left, and isn't able to stay alive as Deez Wutzer is able to loot everything.
Yeah, and that kill right there, I mean, it just goes to show the winner, rightfully so. He's so good. Baka is one of the best players here at the arena, so mechanically gifted, and it shows right there.
And look at this, Pinto against Chappie again.
Oh, boy.
You saw this in the last round where they were actually fighting each other. There we go, but Chappie gets the drop on Pinto as they sweep across the floor of the body.
Oh no, that is putting the cherry on top of the performance for sure.
That really is, but you see that Pinto was trying to chase down Chappie last round too, and I wonder if they have a personal grudge against each other or not, because at this early stage, I would just much rather collect, harvest, and do my own thing instead of try to engage and get in some battles. Here's Snips against Sync, as Snips
getting third party by the reverse, so he's got to be careful here. Snips is going to be caught in a little bit of a pickle, a little bit of a sandwich here. It just all depends if a reverse decides to put on some damage onto this. But once again, like I said, you just got to think about, is it really worth putting on a fight here? But it looks like reverse is going to be making that decision to do so. It looks like Sync and reverse are going to be in a 1v1 for right now, as Snips just gets himself back into fighting health. He's going to look to try to get that high ground shortly. He sees reverse with that high ground.
He has a peek, but doesn't take advantage of it, actually. There was a bit of a head peeking out there. As Joe Sniff Kids has a build battle going on with Apollo. Apollo, nice shot with the shotty on Joe Sniff, as Joe Sniff does have to take a small shield potion to bring him up to 25 health. They're in the same room now, and Joe Sniff Kids gets sent out of here. Apollo
out of here.
100%. Apollo taking 2 of those small shield potions, brings him up. Snips here. Still
just looking over, making sure he's playing
over at
it safe.
Reverse Dark.
Sync
Reverse Dark over here
takes
a couple of shots over at Snips.
Yeah, a couple pop shots just to let him know he's there. Delta picking up 2 in the span of a couple minutes now onto Viv de Jour. So Viv is not going to be in the games so far for this round number 4.
And there's still 3 here. Sync is still here on the bottom floor too. Sync edits out, tries to go ahead and take Snips, but Snips is going to take this wall down as Sync and Reverse Dark are together. Snips sees the opportunity, tries to take that last pick off, but I don't think any of them had died right there, even though they were right together.
Well, Reverse did manage to take out Sync.
Oh, they did.
So, yes.
Okay.
So that was a tough position for Sync. He got pushed by Snips for a second, and then while he was distracted by Snips, that's when Reverse fell right on top of his box and just took him out. So.
Snips tried to jump in there as well to try to clean it up, but wasn't able to do it. As Sonic Newt is chasing the storm here, has no mobility util, so they're gonna have to get over there soon.
He's got 10 bandages. He'll be able to poly bandage himself back up, but this is going to do a lot of damage. I don't know how far away that zone is, but he's going to have a long walk, probably end up using most of his bandages in this position, as Jaden X looks to be in a fight himself, popping up a big potion, but not going to pop it, not going to finish it off, actually. He's just going to choose to go on the aggressive play here, as he has a player above him, trying to see if he can bring him down. He is going to bring him down.
Does
and
do a
Reverse
good job.
is going to be on the same level as he has, but Jaden is still playing it safe, not choosing to have that high high ground, giving it to reverse. But once again, Jaden X being one of those mechanically gifted players, able to edit out. It looks like that's what reverse is trying to do, but he just sort of caught in a position where he doesn't know what to do right now. And considering the fact that that third party came into play, it's a better decision for him to back up away from this fight. Considering too that it's Jaden X on the other end of that wall, you're gonna have to be careful. But now Jaden X has another player to worry about, which is above him.
There are two here, and Jaden X has to make the decision to engage or disengage, and Jaden looks like they're going to take and wait for this opportunity. And there's three actually right next to each other here as Jaden surveys the area, tries to get a bit of information, has that wall out to provide a bit of protection as Snips is gonna take that pickaxe and try to do some damage to these walls. And you can definitely hear this with your headphones on. And Snips actually decides to take that launch pad out of there. Jaden tries to follow up with some shots, but isn't able to connect on any of these as we go over to take a look at Deez Wutzer, who is in a bit of a fight with Uncle Chappie, both winners of their respective rounds, trying to take out that competition.
Wow.
Nice,
Oh my
most
gosh.
epic shot to take out Uncle Chappie.
Highlight reel, highlight reel.
Definitely, for sure, a highlight reel. That was such a nice drop here. Taking Uncle Chappie out, and now taking up all that loot as well. Nearly on max creds, only needs to get a little bit of more wood.
A bit underwhelming for a champion fight, as we have Hits going to be pushing up onto Hunt Dog here, but immediately gets sandwiched by another player. Is going to be getting lobby focus. Hunt Dog is going to be the one that's going to take advantage of that, but Scissor is going to take the elimination, and now Scissor's going to go on the offensive against Hunt Dog. Hunt Dog is going to take advantage of Scissor trying to get some of this loot here, but Hunt Dog is going to be the one to
That's
pay
a little
the
bit
price
low on
for
health.
that. Yeah, Scissor is still playing it safe here. Going to pop a couple of these potions. Both players choosing to do so. Scissor seeing if he can pop off that big potion. That storm is going to start coming in a couple of seconds. Hunt Dog still in a tough spot down below. Snips did get that kill against Reverse Dark, so that's huge for him. Scissor though has to back on up because Hunt Dog can get really dangerous in these positions, especially considering the fact that he does have the editing advantage. He might choose to edit this here. He gets a huge shot and changes it out to that submachine gun, closes out the shot and closes out the elimination. Hunt Dog not having the best of nights here tonight.
Not at all, and you can see that Hunt Dog was only able to heal himself up to 150, whereas the other was able to heal themselves up to 200, but we have a little shotgun fight between Slauber and Jaden X as Slauber tries to take out one of those walls, and as Jaden X tries to take out one of those walls and Slauber tries to enter in but gets walled out very quickly. Jaden X thinking maybe the move is to build out the other way, but is gonna go ahead and trade some shots here. Gets a little bit of damage down, sitting about 26 health, gonna heal back up to 50. But no more big potions. So the 150 is the max health they're gonna have. As we go
look at the map and see how many players are spread out. Jaden is gonna be taking a huge shot by Slauber, but Slauber's gonna be taking a bigger one. Huge trade down with the bullets. This is huge from Jaden X because he has to get this kill. He's expended so much onto Slauber, and he also has to get it considering the fact that there's another player nearby, but Jaden X is gonna back on up, use a couple of those mini potions.
Might be able to take this pick though. Let's take a look. Snips does taste it. Snips in the corner of Jaden's eyes. But it looks like Jaden heals all the way back up and is now ready to enter the fight.
Yeah, Jaden is going to be getting those high ground.
Build a nice high ground, might catch Snips.
Both players traded out with some freaking damage there, though, because it's going to be a huge fight between both of these players, and not only both of them, but the third one as well. Whoever comes out of this is going to be in a huge spot, not only with their mats, but also with the material, or with the
other loot that they're going to pick up. There we go. There's a fight now between Jaden X and Snips.
What?
Doing damage, but Snips was able to capitalize, and Slauber actually ends up being the one on top. Slauber being the one that only had about 30 health earlier.
Yeah, I think
Slauber, this is definitely the time to be doing the Macarena because I actually expected Slauber to be dangerously low on health and actually to be the one to get it eliminated, but he was the one to do all of the cleanup.
Huge from there from Slauber.
And Slauber's going to be doing the cleanup with all the loot there too.
Wow, that was great.
Ooh, there we go. That was
Nice
a
shot.
nice
Wow.
body shot by Slaubert, timing that perfectly to do some serious damage, I believe, on Scissor Licks. Now he's in the pool, taking a quick dive, and Slaubert moving the way over.
38 people left in this zone. You have Slaubert still trying to work his way in. Got a couple pop shots sent after towards him. Tay the Peace still in this game, and not to mention Baca as well.
And Slaubert getting
Baca's going to be the
shot.
one that's going to be shooting down at Slaubert. He's got to be careful though. Baca's doing a lot of damage, especially given the fact that I believe he still has that scar in hand. Oh, Slaubert trying to see if he can get a nice cheeky shot into the car.
Into that
Blizzy that
truck.
almost got taken out right there. Karu's still in this, a player that you noted out
Exactly.
that you wanted to see
I
a
want
little bit more
Karu
success
all
from
the
him.
way. Karu, make me proud.
Oh yeah.
And Slaubert now bunkers up over here in that corner, tries to pick up a little bit more wood right next to Blizzy, and as you can see, everybody is starting to bunker up around each other. As we make our way over to Corning Complex, 37 people left, and you'll start seeing a lot of buildings being built right around here.
Oh yeah. Slaubert just sort of playing reconnaissance there, using
Scissor
that pyramid
Licks.
and then editing it out just to see around him. Scissor Licks is going to be the one setting up shop right next to him. None of these
Nice
players are going
height
to be
here.
making a move onto each other. Tay the Peace still the one that maintains that tall high ground so far. He's in a good spot. He has an eye on everybody, but now the storm is going to start moving in, and we're going to start getting a little bit more interesting in terms of these storms and these zones and these rotations.
Scissor Licks a little bit, I'd like to see a little bit more healing in that loadout, right? He only has 4 small potions, but maybe he's able to do some damage on somebody and pick up some of their loot. That might be the play for Scissor Licks, because if you're stuck in that storm, that does health damage, not shield damage. You are gonna be in a dangerous position.
Yeah, but I mean more so with this, with getting that drop, he'll be able to get himself a little bit more powerful guns. I mean, you do have a blue assault rifle and a blue shotgun. You should make do with that, but you never know. You can get yourself maybe a golden scar out of this. So we will
Scissor
be seeing
Licks
what he
tries
gets
to take this crate down. Nice placement right into home. Come to Papa as
Oh, yeah, there
we
we go.
get there. That medkit. Let's see if they're gonna go ahead and trade that out.
Yeah, he's going to trade that med kit out for
Yes,
that gun, and he's
exactly
gonna
what
hold
we were
on to that.
saying.
He's going to hold on to that scar. Like I said, huge for him. He's
To
going to be
get
in a
back
prime
to
position to be
200
able to use
health.
that.
Here we have Critical now with that pickaxe, trying to get the drop here on one person above him, but there's another in that corner. That's Merce CJ that they have to be worried about as well. And they have a couple cherries over there too, right?
Yeah, he's going to be able to use those to get himself some health just in case it happens.
Right
But it
next
looks
to
like
him,
everything is
G-Von.
burning down around him, so he's going to have to worry about this soon. It looks like Las Vegas right now with how hot it's getting
How hot
inside
it's
of this
gonna get
building.
in there.
Yeah.
Hope they have AC.
Yeah, but Critical, she's still in this.
Critical right under G-Von. I don't know if they know it. There's that edit out.
I'm sure you have to know, because you
have to,
you
right?
have
You
that
hear it.
audio cues and stuff with how much editing she's doing
Right.
and all that. She's making a lot of noise for herself, but for the time
And
being,
G-Von
in case you
definitely
get
knows Critical's there
yeah,
too.
in case you get in a spot where you take a little bit of damage from that fire, you're good because you still have those cherries right next to you. Not to mention those 4 floppers to help you out a little bit.
There we go. A lot of food around. There's the edit out. Tries to get some damage on the car, but Surfy's gonna be able to get out of there.
Yeah, Surfy just made it through, barely able to start editing on up and building on up. Critical's gonna have to move very soon here. She
Critical.
does hear Javon behind her, so she's gonna probably see if she can probably take
Nice
some
try
couple
to
shots
edit it
there.
out there, but
yeah.
just got blocked in and just didn't have that visibility. But this is the place to take that peek. This is the time to maybe get a peek on Javon, but no. Instead, it's just going to be a run out of there as Critical
Taco's
throws
still
a
up
little bit of some walls around to provide a little bit more protection.
Yeah, Taco up there. Choosing to be the last one on this rotation could be a little dangerous for him.
But he
is
gets
gonna
into the
hop in that
car.
Yep.
And
riding
get
on
some
in. Apollo's going
nice
to be another
movement.
player in the car as well. But with the car, I mean, you don't go super fast, but you go much faster than you are walking.
Fast
so
enough and get some defense
Get out
here.
here, set up shop. He is getting a little bit of a lobby focus here. He's going to have to be careful. Apollo is right above him as well, and he's going to put some focus onto him as well. But when you're in this situation, it's so tough because you're just going to have to expend a lot of mats by making sure that none of those bullets get through and take you out.
Exactly, and now we're sitting about 37, and once again, as we were saying, this is where things slow down just a little bit. And as I say that, 50 cal fruit sends snips over to the afterlife. 50 cal fruit taking their time to peek and see what is around right next to Blizzy, but you'll not see any of these aggressive fights here. You won't be building across to try to take them out. You'll be just bunkering up and waiting for the opportunity in rounds 8 and 9 to be able to take this tournament, this game, this round down. There we go, the storm. This is literally the calm before the storm, right here.
Yeah, it's about to get super, super crazy right now.
This is literally the calm before the storm. You can see as it rotates from round 4 to round 5, from 5 to 6, 6 to 7, as people have to make their way across the map. They'll see some nice opportunities to take advantage of the people rotating, being caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's where you want to get those picks.
Yeah, Fruit catching some players around him. He's going to start making a move towards his new zone, but it looks like he was just trying to get himself a little bit of more extra mats. He has about 300 apiece for brick, metal, and his wood.
Actually sitting pretty okay in this corner, trying to, for at least for the next round, trying to get some picks off as people rotate. As that obese brownies, who did quite well last round actually.
Every single round,
50 cal fruit.
Yeah, every single round he seems to be doing pretty well, just getting himself in those final zones. Anything can happen when you get yourself in those positions, but what I've seen from him is that anytime he's in there, we switch on over to him. He doesn't have the best of blue, which is could be a result of him playing a little bit too passive.
Right. There we go. Obese Brownie's gonna need to heal up, quite low on health, and you do not want. Whenever you have the opportunity to heal, you have to heal yourself up to full health because you never know what can happen here. And Fruit over here. And this is going to be interesting, right? Because with the way the circle is shrinking, and there's so much overlap, about 80% overlap, I think in the next couple of minutes, you're still going to see a very slow game. You're still going to see people not wanting to peek, not looking to really engage unless it's from the distance, like you see right there. But now this next round is where you're going to see a lot of fighting happening.
It's that lobby focus that I was talking to you about, Emerald Sonic, just getting lobby focus. It's unfortunate.
Out, and now this is where things are going to happen and things are going to get exciting. When that circle is going to move all the way across that map, Slauber getting sent out, 32 people left. 50 cal, Alex over here trying to do some damage across. Takes a quick peek out, maybe. But nobody.
Trying to rotate on in. He's going to be boxing himself into the rotation. And Surfy's going to be taking out Baka.
And Surfy needs to.
Surfy's might be able to get a two-piece here onto Nate.
They're going to need to because that Storm Surge warning is going to be quite troublesome.
Karu's going to be the one in big trouble. He's going to be staying on that high ground, but it looks like Surfy is going to be dropping in. Doesn't take any damage at all while he's rotating.
Right next to each other too.
He was able to take off some damage onto a player. Surfy's still in this, still has that chili pepper pop, so his movement is going to be real quick. Scissorlick's going to take out Bergie, and it looks like another player is going to be taken out as well, and another one. So a lot of players going down here. You're right. I mean, this zone is going to get absolutely crazy. Scissorlick's with 3 eliminations, incredible. Not to mention that, but he also has enough loot to be able to get himself back up to 100 blue shield. He's going to be hurting a little bit on that.
He could take that med kit, but
I mean, at this time, at this point in time, yeah, with the way the zone is moving and how many people are around you, you don't want to risk it.
Maybe this is one of those opportunities where you rotate quick and then you take that med kit. But no, Scissorlicks is gonna go ahead and take it right now. Apollo gonna be sent outer space. Karu over here still alive. That's my dog. That's my horse for this round. Karu right here trying to take out the floor underneath one of these. As this is really where you're gonna see a lot of action happening. We're already down to 17 people on the corner of the storm. Nice pick by Karu. takes out sights, looking for the next, and then no, Karu. This is where you get a bit too aggressive.
Once
and
again,
you're looking for picks, but you want to
big
safety
thing,
first.
he lost the high ground again, and Karu does best on the high ground. This Hype is going to be taking out Merce, but Hype, it's one of those things with the high ground is you have to maintain that high ground in these small zones, and you have to be really good. Karu showing a bit of excellent awareness from him. Falty's still in this, going to be probably taking some shots on Optimal and also Scissor Legs, but 13 players still left. The zone is getting extremely small. Not much time to pop off a med kit, but it looks like Falty's going to be taking out.
That's a risk. No more builds, that's a risk, but I guess when you're in the storm and you don't expect a lot of people out there, it can be a little bit more safe.
Down to our top 10 players. Nate's still in this, going to be taking out Optimal. Falty, hopefully he has time to pop this medkit, but like I said, there's not enough time. Falty's going to be playing the low ground here, but it's going to deal him some damage. He takes out by Baka. Baka is still in this. Fruit is still in this. I said that too soon. I said that too soon. Fruit got taken out. Nate is going to be in this, probably getting himself into this top 3. 5 eliminations, make that 6 onto Blizzy.
Still in this,
Blizzy is going to be taken out right there. Nate with 6 eliminations, a huge round from him.
This
top
is
5
where you
situation.
get
Beatmaker,
into
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Bubble.
Beatmaker still in this, kicking out Matt. And one more player, and these players can get paid out right now.
Beatmaker here in the storm.
No, this is not good.
Ooh, Beatmaker has to rotate, tries to get back in there. No, Beatmaker. Try it. Just when you're in the storm, you gotta run in, you gotta stay alive, you gotta heal up, but that's such an easy time for them to pick you off. And these Whatster Baka might be able to take the next win.
We have Baka, Nate, and another player, 3v3 situation. Baka's going to be the one with high ground. Nate is going to have a tough time trying to rotate on over here. He's going to have to edit out and move, but however, good for him. Baka is getting hit by another player above him. Now Baka's going to be moving here, but no, what a huge shot by Nate.
Now it's going to be one-on-one. There we go.
Huge victory from Nate, taking out Devis Tiny. And like I said, back-to-back. I had a feeling somebody was going to get a back-to-back money here, and that was Devis Tiny and Baka. Good for them. Now, these guys are a lot richer, but Nate getting that victory, getting a new
first victory.
Yeah, a new $100 victory winner, and we have one more round left. Let's see who can get that, but beautiful round number 4. It got a little hectic there towards the end, but Baka just not too aware there. Nate doing a wonderful job just staying in that box. I thought he was going to probably rotate out a little early. Let's take a look at some of those highlights from that round number 4. I thought Nate was going to rotate out a little too early, but Baka just didn't get caught with bad timing there.
Exactly.
As Bergie just turning on Frosty at the start of the round. That was a huge kill.
And this is the Pinto versus Chappie fight where Chappie just decides to sweep up the rubbish. Such a clean kill there as Baka over here versus Chappie, and Baka takes him out with a beautifully placed shot to finish it out and actually ends up third place, I believe. Scissor Licks here getting a bit of a fight. This was that this actually ended up becoming that one-on-one situation where Slauber just ended up cleaning everybody up.
Yeah, as we take a look at chat, Emerald Sonic, I just got wrecked.
I just got wrecked, Emerald Sonic.
Only one side says, holy, nice. Yeah, I'm saying these players are putting on the highlight reel. Karu, like I said, dropped down from that high ground and just got taken down by somebody else in that high ground.
Exactly. This is one of those opportunities where you want to be aggressive, but not too aggressive.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
And at the end there, that's why I really liked that final play where you were saying he was bunkered up maybe a bit too long, stuck in the storm, but actually ended up being a nice play because as Baka was rotating over, they were able to take him out, and then Nate was able to clean it all up.
Yeah, that 1 second where I thought he was going to rotate out a little too early. Let's take a look at that leaderboard standing right now for what went down. Nate got that $100 paid out. Devis Tiny getting himself paid out again with $60.
Not bad, good showing.
And then Baka rounding out his previous round number 3 win with a third place $40 performance. So he's got himself $140 so far here tonight.
Exactly, and only one side saying nice. That is a nice way to end it, and it's always so interesting to see these plays when it gets to be the final 3.
Yeah,
lots of plays left though, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this break.
got it. Too good at being too bad, cause I got it. Stop reaching and being sad, cause I got it. I just got it. I just got it. Whoa, can I get a second to introduce myself? Whoa, y'all two start like Velcro. Whoa.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Frags at the Luxor Arena. I am Shay, and I am joined by my co-caster, Eric, and we have had some exciting rounds today.
And we have one more round left. I mean, if you haven't gotten yourself any money, if you're watching at home on Twitch, this is it. This is the last round. You have to put it all together here. You have to put all those hours of training that you put before. Last night, I know you probably slept at like 2 or 3 in the morning. All that time that you were playing Fortnite, you have to put it all accumulated up into this last round and try to make the final push.
Leave it all out there and try to take something back home. That's the way to play for this final round.
As we have Buddha here says, GG's, I got wrecked earlier. Gonna do better than my 35th and a kill, or at least do my best. And that's what it's all about. It's just do your best. And hey, Buddha, if there's something that you're getting out of this, it's just tournament experience.
Exactly.
And that's more than a lot can say.
And hey, listen, if you only get 1 kill, as long as that's that kill that kills the second person out of that, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's a lot better than most. So Buddha, I am rooting for you, man. I'm hoping that you can make yourself into that money. If not, just play better than what you did the previous rounds. And that's what it's all about. It's just getting that experience. We used to have kids that come out here to get their first LAN experience, which is incredible. But just being in a tournament in general is going to get you a lot of experience, a lot of maturity, and then maybe for the next tournament, you'll just see your progress just keep going up and up and up and up. And take that with advice from the other players. I mean, see if you can reach out to them on Discord, ask questions. Chat is always big. As brutal as chat can be, it's always a great place where you can go and definitely get yourself some advice on how to play the game.
And so have you played a lot of Fortnite at all?
I played a lot when it first came out, as we all probably did.
Okay.
But my first share of Fortnite, while I'm playing it, I don't really do that well, nor do I play as much as I wish I would. But being a caster here for the game as often as I used to be, it was just one of those things where I've been familiarized so well with the game and so well with how these players were playing, I would try to emulate what they would do when I would go play. Now, like I said, we were talking about my fingers jamming up and not being able to
button mashing.
Button mashing. So I may not be as good as those players, but it's a lot of watching the VODs, and thankfully you can definitely go back and watch this on our Twitch channels, on Atlet Esports, and our other channels as well. Sometimes we stream on other platforms, but you can definitely just take that VOD and look over it and then see what you did wrong, maybe see what some players did well. And like I said, it's all about emulating. That's why streamers stream, and that's why people watch streamers, is because they want to see how to get better at the game, whether it's for entertainment purposes or whether it's because they want to see how to get better.
I think it's kind of similar to like extreme sports, right? Like when somebody does some like crazy 360 flip or something, I'm like, oh, like I kind of understand how it works, but like if I was to do the same thing, it would never turn out that way, right? And that's why I think like gaming could be like an extreme sport where like you can see such high-level plays from some of these fabulous players that like I would probably just never be able to do.
Yeah, and we have Outcast saying that that's how I am. I put hours into this game, but haven't played not one tournament, and now you're here, man. And that's the biggest thing. It's just getting that experience and then moving forward with that. And I mean, for parents that are watching out there, esports is a career. Your child or your son or your daughter could have a career in esports, whether it's going to be behind the desk and casting, whether it's behind the scenes producing,
well, it's helping with the coaching, or planning any of it.
Anything. There is a realm where you can make a career out of this. And I mean, these guys are getting themselves a nice little paycheck here tonight, especially if you got yourself back-to-back rounds like before with Baka and Devis Tiny, taking themselves a nice good chunk of cash here tonight.
Let's see if they're able to pad their wallets a little bit more in this last and final round. Such great gameplay so far, and so much to see in this next round. It's gonna be interesting to see who is the ones to take the top 3.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see these players back in competition again. I haven't been keeping up with them too much outside of the arena, but from what I've seen is that they've been finding their success not only in streaming but also in competing, which is the what I want to see at all times. But I'm super happy to have these guys and have these familiar names back in the map. Whether it is familiar names or sometimes they go by another name like these What's.
Yeah, I wonder why they changed their handles. Is it?
They do it because their friends either tell them to change it, or they just have a different feeling of how they want to play that game. But as a caster, it just drives me nuts.
It's confusing, right?
It drives me nuts. But hey, to each his own. Have the players have fun. Do your bets. I remember one time I think Jaden lost a bet, and somebody made him change his gamer tag to orangutan something, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I just love it. I love the change of names, even though as a caster it might hurt us sometimes.
You were confused. You're like, is this the Vaca? Is that the Vaca?
Oh, yeah. But either way, I mean, you can definitely tell it's that player based off of the skill that they're playing with. And right now, I mean, this final round, this is where it all comes down to, and we're going to see a lot of these players try to close out this chapter of Frags with a bang, and let's see if we're going to see 3 new players or if we might see another back-to-back player.
I think definitely once you get 4 rounds over, and there's already been about 12 payouts, right? Because there's 4 times 3. You're gonna see a lot of those players being very high level, and that's why you might see a little bit more of a repeat in round 5.
Yeah, and 2, you see those players that already got themselves a fair piece of cash. They're not going to definitely slow it down because they already are leaving with money. They're going to want more money, and that's 100%. What the whole reason of this tournament is, and that's why these players came to play, is because they want to get themselves paid out, get themselves a nice little, pair of shoes, maybe a new pair of shoes or whatever you name it, or maybe get us something.
And those bragging rights, it looks like.
Oh yeah, bragging rights is huge too.
Bragging rights over your friends sometimes if you guys are all playing the same tournament together.
I'm sure they're in a Discord call after this whole tournament. They're going to go over what happened. They're going to be like, yeah, I took you out. You're trash. You're this. You're that. It's going to be absolutely funny. I used to love having them here, and I would just watch them just talk to each other after every round about what happened. Usually, they wouldn't even talk about anything outside of the game, but what happened in the round. And it's awesome to hear what their insight is, because a lot of the time, some of the players were like, "Oh yeah, you could have played this way. You could play this that way," giving advice to everybody else, and they all want to see each other succeed. But like I said, it's a competitive field, and these guys are probably the most competitive players here in Las Vegas.
And we're going to go ahead and drop in very shortly here as we take a look at 50 Cal Fruit surfing his way past Lazy Lake, actually, and going to be headed over on
Retail Row.
To Retail Row.
Retail Row has gotten a lot of changes over the past couple years with this game, and it's incredible to see how much they've been updating the game and what the story behind it is. I mean, we go from having superheroes on the map to having aliens to going back in time to the primal day.
Right.
It's absolutely crazy how many times they update this game, but it keeps it fresh. Even though it's the same mechanics, same objective, it keeps it fresh with how many new points around the map that they cause, or the story if you even follow like the lore of Fortnite or the Easter eggs that happen. But it's so fun. It's a game where Shiesty is going to be taken out. Devin's Tiny. It's a game where Tiny.
No, wow. Devin's Tiny had such a good showing.
That's Fortnite for you, man. You can have an incredible round number 4 and then come back around and get taken out.
Lose that momentum, and you're one of the first to be out of
Final
here.
Round, man. Final round, but now he can,
sit back, exactly.
Alt F4, pop on the stream. He can sit back and spectate whatever player he wants, but it looks like he's going to be taken out. Taking himself home
with about,
I believe, $160, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he got a first place, or if not, he might have gotten himself a pair of second places here, as Giovanni's going to get taken out by Deleter. Baca deleted him out.
Deleter definitely deleted him out. And let's take a look here. Going to get back to full health. And all by themselves in Misty Meadows. Only one other person, but pretty far away. Emerald Sonic, on 1 health.
Wow.
No. Gets taken out by Seabase. Seabase now doing a quick little dance, gets that assault rifle and pump shotgun.
No, Emerald is probably going to pop back in the chat and say he got wrecked again.
I know, it's so sad for Emerald. Seabase over here, Sniffs, always one of the last players to survive to the end. Not sure what's happening here. Maybe a little bit of lag as they were just running, like literally just way out in the open. You definitely do not want to be caught out there. You don't see that a lot in high-level gameplay.
At least Burrito going to be the one below him. Looks like Snips is going to try to see if he can take
Outcast over here said, well, I died. GG's. We will see you again soon.
No, Outcast. I did see him on the kill feed get taken out. I was going to say something too.
These what's there we go. Gets a pick off as Snips here trying to play a bit aggressive with Obese Burrito, trying to push this forward, has the pickaxe out, but then going to go ahead and build out a little bit and maybe should try to get another angle. Maybe realized that they were a little low on builds with only 18, so wanted to get out of there a little bit. To load up a little bit more before they re-engage. Snips gonna go ahead and disengage, get out of there, and try to find a new position to pick up some more loot.
So we have chat, Emerald Sonic coming into chat, like I said, saying GG's. Unfortunate performance from you, Emerald Sonic, but hopefully we get to see you soon. As Nira says, please host one more. We are hoping to host many more. As Uncle Chappie over here trying to take their first pick on Surfy, and Surfy taking that ramp down and says, I do not want to fight. Listen, you go ahead, you take the loot that's wherever, but I do not want this action. Exotic Snips takes out Snips.
Oh, so interesting. I wonder if they're a little
Snips action there.
But Snips already out of there on the final round, wasn't able to take any money home as we take a look at Vouv de Jour. Getting a little bit feisty with, I believe that's Delta XVZ.
Yeah, Delta is going to be having the advantage, taking a lot of damage. A couple bullets missed though. Vouv de Jour is going to be choosing to take that high ground, try to see if he can heal back up. Yep.
That small potion, very effective. Not a lot of seconds to get that 25 shield, but Vouv de Jour still very low. Drops him down. Wow. Takes that wall out. I don't know if that was taking that wall out or the edit, but I think it was an edit actually to drop down and Delta.
I love the dancing, man. I love the emotes that this game
Dude, I swear. I mean, that was the biggest rage, right? Like learning all the Fortnite dance moves.
Yes, I don't know why. Dude, one time I came home and I saw my little brothers just looking up compilations of Fortnite dances and they were trying to do it.
And they were just learning them.
And I was like, what has this come to?
And it's like a big thing. It's a big thing. You go to the clubs, you see some Fortnite dancers.
And that's what I like about this game. It brings out personality too in some players. Like some players are just quiet, they get their elimination, move on. But if you have a player like Jaden where he loves to have the spotlight, he loves to put on a show, he will definitely dance and let you know that it was him that took you out.
Exactly, and here Joe Snips trying to put on a show to take out Seabass, by the way, as they take a peek out, dropping down Seabass. Not a lot of furniture around him, not a lot of covering. As Joe Sniff trying to get a peek, nice little pick, tag him just a little bit, doesn't connect, isn't able to meet any of those shots, but does have a bit of the high ground, might drop down a little bit lower to engage and try to take Seabass out. Seabass or Seabass?
Seabass.
I think it would be Seabass, right?
Seabass, yeah.
I think it would be Seabass in this case because it's a fish. And Joe Sniff trying to go fishing with his gun, sniffing out Seabass as JD Master.
Oh no! Why did he take a bullet? Why did he take a shot?
I don't know. I think just didn't think there was an opportunity to take the complete pick. But Joe Sniff caught slacking as Seabass is on the bottom. Seabass now trying to get entry into their box. Joe Sniff building up again, trying to get a little bit more visibility as JD Master is going to bunker up in that corner and not fight at all. Joe Sniff getting a couple of bullets, tagging him from a third party from, I believe, pretty far away, and is forced to use one of those shields to heal back up. JD Master hasn't moved in that corner yet, but now has no covering. Joe Sniff tagging him just a little bit, taking away some of that shield, about 50-60 damage, as Joe Sniff still very close with C-Base. C-Base around that corner. They've been hanging out in this building for at least a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you're going to have to probably make a decision here whether you want to take on this fight or just go away. But it looks like Seabass is going to be stuck in this turtle position. He does get a huge shot with that edit, though. However, good thing for Joe, he does have that launcher to be able to launch himself some slurp or some potions, and he's going to be choosing to take away this fight.
And C-Base looking maybe to run away, maybe not. Just
he's got to get out of here. There's not much you can get out of this.
At this point, when you know the other player is, he's good, right? Like, you're not trying to really pick these fights with strong players, I think. You want to take advantage, and in poker, you call it, you want to take advantage of the fish. And I don't think either Seabass or Joe Sniff is a fish, right? You want to take advantage of the fish. You don't want to mess with the sharks.
Yeah.
And so that's why, if you see a strong player in the beginning, just run away. But Merce CJ going a little bit aggressive on Obese Burrito. And I think they've had a little bit of a matchup last round, too.
Oh, yeah.
Merce
has a good loadout. I mean, the only thing good about his loadout, he has that PDW with those potions in that med kit, but his shotgun is not going to be super powerful, so he's going to hope to hit some critical bullets with that shotgun. But ladies and gentlemen, we are into the final round of our Frags competition here tonight. If you've been watching at home and you are interested into competing in any of these tournaments, as Merce is going to be taken out by Taco,
away.
Yeah, head on over to allied-esports.gg to get up-to-date information on some of our tournaments coming up. Or you can also follow us on any social medias at Allied Esports. And that's pretty much it. Allied-esports.gg. No, Allied Esports.
That's it.
You can also follow our Arena Twitter page at HyperXESALV on Twitter, and so on and so forth.
Burrito making mincemeat of Taco. And gonna go ahead and use all the fillings to fill him up.
What would you say? Are you a burrito or a taco guy?
Oh, I'm definitely a burrito bowl kind of guy.
A burrito bowl kind of guy. Okay, that's interesting.
I like a little burrito bowl. Cool. I do prefer tacos. It really depends on how hungry I am, you know. But burrito bowl, so much easier, so much cleaner, so much less work as TNG tries to make easy work of that one person in the corner.
It's a llama. It's a llama.
Jumping around. Yeah. Oh, maybe just to, I don't know what he was doing then, just to pick up some animal bones or something. It hits right underneath him, though. Maybe he was just practicing his aim. Ooh, he's gonna bring the fight, though. Zate's here, bringing the fight over. As you can see, so much is being built here with Brick. Brick being a nice item to fortify yourself in. Zate's here gonna go ahead and take this fight once he's fully healed up, but no, isn't gonna fully drink that potion, as now we got a build fight going on. Nice cover up over here and being built on top as we have a firefight. Hits, taking that high ground. Zate's trying to equalize, trying to get back up there, and it's out. Back on the same level now. Hits, Zate's going for it. Nice window there. Is able to do some damage. Zate's not too low, but I think Hits is a little low.
Nice.
Hits out of there. And Zates is able to pick it up, but now is in the storm, is gonna need to rotate over back into the safe zone.
Yeah, he's got those launch pads. He should be completely fine. Not to mention he does have that med kit in hand, but it looks like he's going to be starting to build up and get those launch pads, not before he gets himself a couple more bullets
and some more of that healing potion, I guess it looks like. Interesting that he's not using the launch pad yet.
No, yeah, he's going to probably try to save that for a later round.
When you have 6 launch pads over here, I would just say launch yourself over there, call it a day. You know, you got plenty. Yeah. You don't need all 6. You can always get some more. Jaden next here taking their time, chilling in the corner, edits out, tries to peek through the window, doesn't see anything. It's kind of like one of those Manhattan walls where you're blocked by another building in front of you. You know, it's like you can't see out because
what a view! What a
view! The view is just another building. And so, there we go. The hunt dog right next to him.
Yeah, let's see if Hunt Dog could probably pick it up here last round. Maybe he's usually always a clutch player too, so hopefully I get to see him clutch out once again.
And Uncle Chappie's still in that corner. Mark M just gets out of the car, needs to build up quick before he gets hit. And you can see he was taking a bit of damage from a third party over here. And everybody now building in. Surfy gonna surf his way over in maybe a vehicle. No, they're just gonna run over to the next zone as
he just
that
wants to get away from
shrinks.
Sender. He doesn't want to get anywhere near Sender at all, so he's gonna be definitely just walling his way through, making sure that once he gets in that zone, he has the maximum amount of health that he has. Luckily, he has a
couple
20
of
those launchers. Yeah,
exactly, those launchers very
in a good
clutch.
spot. Joe just going off-roading for a little bit. He thinks he's still in that truck, but he is not.
I think he's just hanging out. I don't even know.
Snips takes himself out by the storm. Like I said, you can't get caught in that storm for super long because
exactly
that damage will sneak up on you for sure.
Not sure what they're doing. There's that launch pad. Surfy gonna go ahead and fly over a little bit to the next safe zone. A nice placement over here, but might want to load up a little bit more on those mats. A little bit low on wood, and you can see Surfy gonna go ahead and get some wood down from these big trees, but very easy to get some positioning info when you see a massive tree like that go down. Hunt Dog over here, nice little sniper tower he's built on top here, and has a lot of metal being built to really fortify himself.
And I'm gonna have chat help us out here. What's that item next to the big pot potion? It looks like a puffer fish.
Right? Yeah.
Looks like a puffer fish. I'm just wondering as to what it does. It looks pretty dangerous, so.
Not sure what it does. It looks poisonous, right?
Snips, who just got taken out, says, I have a question. What will in another online Fortnite tournament happen? Not too sure at the moment, but you can always, like I said, always keep in touch with us on our social medias as well as our website to see when the next tournament will happen soon.
Shout out to you, Snips, by the way. You did plenty of good work today, but just wasn't able to capitalize as Brownies.
Surprisingly enough, Brownies gets taken out, not in the top 25, so that's incredible. We always saw Brownies getting himself in that position.
But Karu being the one to take that pick. And nice other elim on King Jab over here. Karu, though, don't be too aggressive. There's nothing nice about being aggressive in the early bits. You definitely want to be that top three, but Karu with a really nice loadout here.
Yeah, Karu is looking to do
max
a lot of damage.
Health,
He does have, I think that's
max
a pulse rifle.
Shields, and plenty of launch pads.
Yeah, he has that pulse rifle that could come into huge use if I'm not mistaken. But also, it's one of those guns where you just have to make sure you're really accurate with it.
And let's see Karu building up with a little bit of metal, taking his time to hunker up as he is right in the eye of the next zone, which is a good spot to be. Which is definitely the place to be. And now, once again, you can see when we get to about 30, you know, this is the time where things slow down a little bit.
Yep. It is going to be slowing down, but the zone is going to be heading over to Dirty Docks. Certainly the more favorable side of where you want to go. A lot of cliffs and a lot of mountains here, so
you got to be wary of those.
You got to be really, really wary about it. But now let's see who's going to be choosing to take that rotation early. It looks like so far all these players are going to stay stationary for the time being, with the exception of a couple few rotating their way on over. You do not want to be the first one to do it because then you're going to be getting lobby focused like crazy.
But you do not want to be the last one to do it either.
And it's the last round, so you want to get yourself paid out here tonight if you haven't already.
And some people very lucky already in that safe zone, doesn't need to move at all. You can see Karu over here as Fruit builds over. Interesting idea to be building so close, but actually they are on the edge of the storm, so they are, I think, now in the safe zone.
Oh yeah, 34 players left. A lot of these players riding the outside of this zone so far, with a few in the middle of Dirty Docks.
Berg-G looking to swing their way over as, was that like an Eiffel Tower in the back?
Now this zone, after this zone closes in, could take a turn for worse. You can either go to the right of Dirty Docks, which is by the water. You can go back up to the left of Dirty Docks, which is back to the cliffs and the mountains. So it's going to be a tough position, and we're going to see how this is going to play out very soon here.
And look at Cairo and Alex. They're literally right next to each other as Burgi looks to get some intel out of here, peeking his head out. And once again, yeah, it's so interesting to see how this circle is going to move. If it goes into the water, then we got an interesting fight. But if it goes to the mountains again, right? You got to be careful as you build up, as you build out, taking fall damage. And if you're stuck on the bottom of the cliff, then you're just going to be sitting
I'm pretty
duck.
sure that's why a lot of these players are hanging out around this edge of the zone, because if in the case that zone takes them back up the hill, those players already have that high ground advantage, and they can definitely take advantage of those couple stragglers that are on the right
trying
side
to
of the
rotate
map.
over, right? Exactly.
So smart plays out of them. Look at how many of them are perched up on that cliff
in that
side.
corner. They know what they're doing.
Here we go. Let's see where this zone is going to end up at. A lot of players are going to be taken advantage of, and they are going to definitely take advantage of that positioning right there. If you're a player down below by Dirty Docks right now, I would recommend you start moving as Obese Burrito is doing so at the moment.
Obese Burrito, actually, he probably heard exactly what you said. Going to rotate over, get back into the safe place, but first going to hunker up a little bit and see maybe if they're able to get any picks, it looks like.
Yeah, he's still going to stay in that position, though, making sure that he's not going to rotate too early. But he's got to be careful because like I said, there's players above him, and that can turn to a horrible lobby
position.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he can see it too, everybody in that building, and that's why he's now ramping up to get a little bit higher into the high ground, building walls right around where he sees all the buildings and all of the players standing by as he tries to take a quick peek out to see Surfy as Surfy tries to make the way over. Sender also trying to make a way over. Sender dropping up a couple walls, a couple roofs. Nice. And Sender getting right around there, a little bit low. Took out the shield, but Sender staying alive to see another day as Surfy now is going to be the one that Obese Burrito is trying to engage.
Obese Burrito is still in this. He was able to get himself rotated on over without having to get too much damage dealt to him. Let's see where this new zone is going to end up at, though. This is where it's going to start getting really small, and it's going to start moving a lot.
This is where the action happens, ladies and gentlemen. So this is where, if you're tuning in now, you're hitting the climax of the show, where everything else is just the build-up. Baka over here gonna get themselves back to max health.
Yeah, this is definitely the climax of the turning point in this movie. This is like when John Wick finds out that they took out his dog. This is where it's gonna get bloody.
Serious.
Yeah, it's gonna get real serious here.
And you can see the rotation gonna be happening pretty far away from the current zone. And with 6 seconds left, we're gonna see a lot of movement and a lot of gunfire between all of these players.
Yeah, just so many players congested right next to each other, and wow, this zone is gonna take a huge turn. It's going to be really far away. This is where we see a lot of these players going to start using all those launch pads. The leader Baka, though, choosing to hold on to some of them, as he's going to probably have to use them to go up on that hill. A lot of players already gotten taken out. 3 players in the span of a couple seconds here. Karu's still in this game, so you still have hope for
Let's
your horse
go,
in the
Karu,
race.
as a Haipu decides to take a drive, a nice little scenic drive over.
No. I was going to say he's going to run him over.
I was going to say, right, but when you're building that much, it's probably not the best way. Haipu right here, very smartly trying to build out from the side, tries to get back up, but now hits into the foundations of the other buildings around. He's going to have to build around it and jump around it, but the storm being right outside of him, he's going to take some damage, hunkers up, gonna go ahead and drink this potion to bring themselves back to max health, as we only have 24 players left and the storm is getting dangerously small. The eye is shrinking and moving very far away. This is really where the pedal hits the metal. Especially if you're still driving that car, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's going to be much car driving, especially on this cliffside. But if you are bold, my friend.
You are bold. There's a Blizzy and Haifu. Getting a little fun gunfight. Somebody just decided to drop in and say hello. Haifu very low on health, dangerously low on health.
Oh my
Did they just take a, how did they get out of there?
There's no chance he survives this.
That's 6 health. He has 53 builds left. He needs to be very careful about where he builds. What? Decides to build a nice panic room. Look at him. So clutch. Takes that small shield. Needs that health kit to get back over to max health. You do not want any unexpected visitors. He's spinning around, making sure nobody is going to go ahead and see him nice builds with a bit of metal, giving him a bit of time.
I am astonished.
How did he get? Did he use a launch pad there? Or
yeah, he used a launch pad. He was in air, 6 healths. Anybody could
have blown on him.
Yes, and he would have gotten taken out, and now he's back up to 200.
To max.
Wow.
As Pinto running a little bit in trouble.
Two-piece.
And Baka still looking pretty nice, has no health, but has some shield potions to be used.
Chappie takes out Pinto. Looks like Baka's going to start making his way to that new zone. Sees that Nate's right above him. Nate's going to take some bullets down on him. And Hunt Dog is going to be in big trouble right now. He's going to be right below Baka. Baka's going to be editing out. He's going to drop down right on him. Gets that elimination.
Pick, and that's going to be
huge elimination by Baka.
Huge elimination because he's running low on mats as well. And he was able to pick up just a little bit more to build with.
Yeah, but now Tay DePiece is going to be...
Ooh, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. There's 5 players left. Remember, the top 3 do get paid. This is where you want to play it maybe a little bit safe, but if you see the opportunity, you want to go ahead and pick them off. Surfy over here, only 3 builds left. Oh, man, this is where you run into so many issues. No builds left and gets taken out. 4 players left. Baka with only 5 builds. This is literally where everybody is broke. There's nothing really to do here. And you are going to be in some trouble. What has no health. Remember, he does have the launcher to be able to heal himself up. Staying in the storm, which might be the play. As there's only 4 players left, you want to be safe. You want to be in a place, but what dangerously low on health. He might die. He's not able to take it. He's taken out by the storm. No, Baka. That was the opportunity for you, and now there's only 2 players left and 1 player left. We do not even know what happened here at the end, but that was the way to finish the round.
Wow.
You can see a quick environmental kill. I think Baka was trying to play it safe here. Baka was trying to play it safe, staying in the storm, thinking maybe it's better to take a little bit of storm damage because he can heal himself up.
I honestly don't know why Baka wasn't trying to use his launcher to get himself back up to full health. I don't know if he probably ran now and it was a glitch.
That's what I was saying.
But congratulations to Tay for getting the round number 5 victory.
I didn't even see the last kill.
Yeah,
was that a storm kill?
Yeah, no. It was a good, fresh, clean kill, and I believe Devis Tiny was able to get himself in a top 3 again. So Baka and Dev once again finishing it out in the top 3, and we
got to take a look at those highlights.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at some of those highlights as Tay.
I think Baka was the 4th, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to take a look.
No, Baka ended up in 4th place, so he did not get any money.
Yeah, so he did not get any money. Shiesty over here, and Merce getting Merced, actually, I believe, in this position. I don't remember. Yes, he was. Gets dropped in and gets taken out as we have Obese the Burrito then taking
the battle of the burrito versus the taco.
The taco, making mincemeat, as I was saying. I remember that. And Zayd's here trying to take on the other and does capitalize on that opportunity. And Karu here taking the 2nd frag on King Jab. Really nice shots here, and King Jab just caught slacking.
He really did. As Baka, we'll see the final few moments here. He does take out Hunt Dog, and then he was just riding out the storm for a little bit.
Yeah,
he had
he was looking very nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but at the end of the day, Tay DePiece got himself a 3rd place finish, and he also got himself a 1st place as well. He did definitely get himself a piece. But beautifully done. Congratulations all around to not only just the winners, but any player that decided to play this tournament, because we always know how hard it is to find a tournament to play in, not to mention one that pays out this well. But congratulations to everybody, and I'm just so beyond happy to finally see these players back in action.
Yeah, exactly. And Snip's saying they were only able to play 3 of the games. Oh, they were only able to play 2 of the games. But hopefully we'll be able to host a lot more of these Frags tournaments tournaments and get to see you all again very shortly.
It was your first Fortnite casting, man. How do you feel? What
Dude,
do you
it was
think?
a blast. I had a great time casting with you, obviously, my co-caster Eric, and just being able to watch some of these young guns even playing at this Frags tournament is so much fun. Doing things that I would never be able to do.
Hey, you gotta it's all about putting time in and effort.
Okay,
into
got it.
Practice makes perfect,
I think so, right? I think there's at some point like I can practice all this, but like I don't even know if I'll ever get to that point.
I don't know, man. I feel like a little bit. I was a little bit on that last. I'm sorry. I was a little bit on that realm where I was almost about to be a good competitor, but then I was just like, you know what, this is getting a little too crazy for me.
Yeah, it gets quite competitive at that point.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us here tonight, man. We had a wonderful time, but let's take a look at the scores right now from that round number 5. Tiny getting that first place finish, actually. It wasn't Tay DePeace.
Yeah, Tay DePeace taking second place in this case, and actually 50 Cal Fruit rounding it out for number 3. And this is the first time, actually, Tiny was able to take it down. Is it the first time he's on the scoreboard?
Yeah, it's definitely his first time on that number 1 spot.
All 3 were new.
Yeah, but I'm saying, wow, I could have sworn I saw Tay DePeace definitely get himself that number 1 spot.
That end there was just messy. There was a lot going on.
I was still baffled by how Baca wasn't trying to get himself healed up. But regardless of not, it was an incredible round number 5. It was a great way to close out this Frags event. And my hopes is that we definitely get more action coming up soon, and hopefully we see some of those highlight reel plays on Twitter later.
Exactly. It will be a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Frags. Had a blast playing with you all.
I mean, I'm still confused as to what happened towards that final round. Like I said, I could have sworn Tay DePeace.
I think only Tay DePeace and Fruit and the other one would be able to tell you, and Tiny would be able to tell you what happened.
But this was our first stream on this new season of the game, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see moving forward how the game is going to evolve. Like as
100%.
Always, Fortnite is always about evolving, but did you have a good time, man?
It was a blast, man. Did you have a good time?
Oh, dude, I had an incredible time. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys had a great time watching the competition at home. And if you are a competitor or not, I hope you had a great time playing, whether or not you got some money. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been your Frags competition for today's Thursday evening. My name is Eric. I am here with Shay. We were your wonderful casters for tonight's event. We hope to see you very soon. But as always, have a wonderful rest of your day.
Goodbye.